Hey guys, and welcome to Swami Studios. I'm your host, MoonlightSwami. Today I'm bringing you guys The Dugout, Episode 8, with Jared, aka Saint of Sins, and Mo16. We're back again for another great edition of The Dugout. And let's get into the current events this past week. There have been some signings, a trade with the Disastros, and that's pretty much really it. Felix Hernandez agreed to a 5-year extension, or is on the verge of agreeing to a 5-year extension of $135.5 million with the Seattle Mariners. That would be $175.5 million through 2019. That'll be $27 million per season. Comments? What do you think? That'll put him at, what, 32, 33?
Somewhere around there.
So what do you
That's
guys
a lot of money for a pitcher.
I completely agree. He's 26 right now, so 7 years, 33.
Yeah, I mean that takes him right through his prime. So if there was ever a time to give a big contract to him like that, it's definitely now.
Yeah, I do agree on that, and it's not a 10-year contract. Is this the longest contract for a pitcher?
No, I don't think so.
CC signed for 7, so I guess it's about the same length. With an 8th-year option for CC, so I guess CC might have him beat by 1.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen anything else comparable though, besides that. So
There have been some deals. Trying to remember exactly the time frame on the Kevin Brown deal from the Dodgers days. Mike Hampton with the Rockies. I think that might have been 5 or 6, somewhere around there. So there have been some that come pretty close, but maybe 1 or 2 that kind of exceeded that time frame. Just not thinking any off the top of my head.
okay. But what do you guys think about this deal now that we've gone over that it's kind of rare? I know we said that it's kind of odd to give that type of money to a pitcher just because they pitch every 6th day or 5th day, whatever. 30, 35 starts healthy on a season for a starter. And what do you guys think?
I like it. The only problem with this is if they want to be able to sign other big free agents, is this big deal, $27 million a year, going to prevent them from being able to?
Yeah, I definitely can see that. They don't seem like a team that's willing to really go out and shop, though, if you know what I mean. It's like they're that type of team that wants to kind of grow their team, pick up a piece here and there. They're not going to try to pull a Dodgers or Yankees or whatever. So, yes, I do agree that it could definitely hurt them, but I don't think they would have gone after them to begin with.
Well, if memory serves me correct, they are still owned by Nintendo, and that's huge financial backing. The problem is whether or not the front office is willing to spend a lot in a franchise they feel may not be as profitable for them in the long haul. Winning championships isn't really a concern for this organization so far. So I'm not so worried that financially this will restrain them from signing free agents. I think it's more a mentality of the front office itself that's going to constrain them from signing free agents. I think moving forward, though, this could set up a nice little precedent for them to actually start feeling a little more comfortable in their spending and start adding some more pieces as opposed to trying to build from within.
Yeah, I completely agree. They used to be owned by Nintendo. The owner, whose net worth is about $2.5 billion, he's 85 years old, and he stepped down as the 3rd president of Nintendo in 2005. So they don't have that full financial backing anymore, but he's still definitely a piece in that. I like it. I like the fact that they signed him. He was one of the only Mariners players to have a winter home in Seattle. That says a lot for a guy who's never been on a winning team. Especially a young guy, who I guess he really is dedicated to this team, which you don't usually see, especially from young guys who don't get the results that they should.
Yeah, I think there might be something there between him and front office where there's a bit of a relationship that he feels comfortable with. He feels like they're treating him with the kind of respect and are definitely showing it now with this extension talks. So I think, there's something to be said more so about the personality here in terms of what kind of character he is, as opposed to some of these other guys that are just looking for their next big payday.
Yeah. Mo, why don't you jump in here one more time before we go on to our next topic?
As far as the signing goes,
Yeah, anything related to it.
all right. I think that a big part of this deal was the fact that they didn't get Justin Upton and they got Michael Morse instead. Because, to my knowledge, Justin Upton is getting paid more than Morse. I'm not exactly sure what the contract looks like for Upton, but I wonder if they got Upton instead, would this have hindered the deal, whether it was less money or not making the deal at all?
I have a feeling that they'd probably cut it down to maybe 23, 24, maybe even less. But obviously, it seems like they went above and beyond to make sure that he was happy, and I guess that's their main focus right now.
Yeah.
Winning or not.
Well, I think the thing also is, remember, this is the same Mariners team that tried to keep Ken Griffey Jr. happy for as long as he was healthy. And, so long as they have a marketable face that can drive fans to the ballpark, and King Felix is that marketable face for them right now, I think that's the only thing that they're really going to be worried about.
And they are building around him. They have Ackley, they have Smoke, they got Morales, they got Morse. I mean, they're building, and they have Montero. They're building up around him. So I guess securing that kingpin, not play on words right there, kind of helps their entire cause and helps the city know that they're here, they want to do something, and they want to keep him, knowing he's a fan favorite. It's not like with David Wright, you don't know if he's going to stay or if he's going to go for the Mets, and if he goes, what's going to happen. They're making sure that in advance that he is staying. So I kind of like that. That's a very well done way of doing that, in my opinion. Okay. Next big signing. The Diamondbacks signed.
Before we move on, actually,
yes.
You might want to send Smalls another invite. I think he's having problems with his.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, next topic is from Phoenix. The Diamondbacks signed Aaron Hill. Well, they re-signed him on an extension through the 2016 season. Adds 3 years and $35 million to his deal, coming to a $40.5 million deal over the next 4 seasons. What do you guys think?
I definitely like the deal for them. He's batted over 300 the past 2 years, and with all these big contracts so far with other players, other teams this offseason, I think the Diamondbacks did well with this offer. With the deal.
Right. I think it's a tremendous deal for the productivity he's produced for them and has demonstrated he's capable of producing throughout his entire career. I think it's a huge steal, especially considering the position he plays.
Yeah, I do agree. He's a rare commodity at second base to have power and good contact and everything. He did have a dip towards the end of his time in Toronto. I think a change of scenery really helped him out, especially going to a really good hitter's ballpark like Arizona. I just hope he doesn't have that problem again. That's my only concern for somebody who can drop that badly. I feel like they worked out his mechanics. Kirk Gibson helped him out something. But I think it's a great deal to have. A second baseman like that is, like I said, really a rare commodity, and like you said. So, and they do need that infield, the middle infield depth. So that's definitely a good place to re-sign somebody who can provide a good anchor at second base. Okay, after that, the Disastros traded away Jed Lowry and Fernando Rodriguez to the Oakland Athletics for Chris Carter, Brad Peacock, and Max Stassi. Lowry, shortstop. He's never played in 100 games, former Red Sox shortstop as well. He's never played over 100 games in a season. He's a .250 lifetime hitter. He's 28. Fernando Rodriguez is 28. He went, I think, 2-10 last year with a 5.2 ERA. He's no spring chicken to be pitching that badly. That kind of concerns me for the A's. Chris Carter in 67 games, in most games he's played in a season, 16 home runs with a .350 OBP. And Max Stassi, he's 21 years old. He's currently in A-plus ball, maybe go up to AA after the season. He had 15 home runs in A-plus ball. He's 21. He's a catcher. What do you guys think about this trade, and does it really make the Astros that much worse, even more?
Jared?
Personally, I think the trade worked out pretty evenly for both teams. I'm fond of what the A's are getting back in terms of what they gave up. I'm a little torn on trading Peacock. I think Peacock's a tremendous piece to be had in any bullpen. Carter, however, I think is going to benefit the most, and I think that's going to help, lead the Astros towards finding some offense if they can find a way to get the most out of Carter moving forward. Because Chris has been one of those guys, one of those highly touted prospects that has been noted very highly about because of his power, and if they can get him to be a little more consistent in making contact, if they can turn him around the way the Pirates were hoping they could turn Jose Bautista around, that could be influential in them being more of an offensive presence within the AL West.
Where's he going to play? Is he going to play right field?
Yeah, likely, unless, of course, they find a way to kind of bounce Pena out of there from first base, because odds are he may not be able to go the entire year either, because of his terrible slumping ways that have kind of hindered him within the past, 4 years now, or worst case scenario, since he's getting up there in age, he might go down to an injury that could, derail his career moving forward.
I just remembered there's a DH. Couldn't Pena go to DH and Carter play first?
Well, they could platoon the two and have Pena playing first from time to time, since he does have some tremendous defense at the position, whereas Chris Carter tends to struggle defensively at times. They could have those two platoon at first.
That is true. What's up, Smalls?
All right, we had to bring in our traditional Lionel Richie for the evening.
Yes.
Did y'all talk about the Astros just literally having guys guys working from the concession stand playing outfield or what?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, good, because I think that's what they're doing.
Got a new nickname for them. They're the Disastros.
Oh
Yes.
goodness, that are you still saying over 30 for them?
Yeah, I'm saying 41.
Jesus Christ!
I actually had to look at their schedule.
I looked at their first half is hard as fuck.
They play one team that I could, besides the Mariners, who could be on the fence for a 500 ball. I don't think they play a single team through June that's going to go under 500.
That's what I'm telling you. Their first half is really hard.
Their second half sucks too. They play the Twins, I think, twice, and that's it.
Jeez, but they got the number 2 farm system there. Jared said it too.
Well, since we've already brought it up, we might as well talk about Keith Law a little bit.
Keith Law, there's an open invitation. What's his Twitter? Keith Law. He's more than welcome to come on the dugout and explain his ratings, because he has Houston number 4, right?
Yeah.
Minnesota number 2.
Minnesota 2.
St. Louis number 1, right?
That's understandable. But after that, it gets very dicey.
He's got the Angels last.
Yeah.
Angels last one. That one's a bit debatable, but I can't really affront him on that one too much. But Minnesota, really, number 2?
Jared, Smalls, put up your banner thing.
I'm making it right now.
Okay.
Keith Law does have a Twitter.
Okay.
I know he does, but I don't know what it is.
At Keith Law.
Tweet him! He's coming to the dugout!
Bring him in. Draw him closer. And while you're doing that, make sure you tell us right now, what do you think about this trade? Because we didn't get your opinion on that.
What trade?
Jed Lowry and Fernando Rodriguez going to the A's for Chris Carter, Brad Peacock, and Max Stassi.
I've read both sides of it. Lowry hasn't played over 100 games in a season, right?
Yep.
Right.
It's just I've learned not to go against Billy Beane. So I think he knows what he's doing, even though the Astros are getting a good bat and some good prospects.
Yeah.
But I just think Oakland always wins their trades.
Yeah, they seem to, for the most part.
For the most part. There's always those hit and misses.
Mo, what do you think about it?
Personally, I think it benefits the Astros. I like Lowry. He's a good player, but he's not a great player. And I'd like Chris Carter a couple years ago. I remember he was one of the top prospects. And from what I've seen, Peacock is a pretty good pitcher. He has a nasty curveball. And I think those two players in particular will definitely benefit to the Astros. I don't know much about the third guy, though. I think he's a catcher. Is he a catcher?
He's in single A plus. He's about a 250 hitter in single A plus. He's 21. Good catcher. Pretty good power. 15, 16 home runs.
He'll end up being a AAA and a half player. He'll be good in AAA, but not great in the majors.
So he'll fit on the Astros perfectly.
Right, because they literally have the guys who do the field, the gardening. They're probably in the bullpen.
Yeah, probably. Playing second base. Oh, no, it's Altuve.
He's making that $800,000, man. That's high roller if you're in the Astros organization.
Yeah, I mean they're looking to trade Bud Norris at his $3 million.
Yeah, I saw that.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing, man.
Okay, so try to get Keith Law on here before we sum up the.
We need to spam the shit out of Keith Law.
Everybody, all 37 viewers, go.
37 viewers, all right. Yo,
I've already tweeted him.
There's like some winter formal, like my neighbor, and these chicks are no way. I can't believe all these chicks are under 18. What are they putting in the water in the nice areas of Los Angeles? Like, when you move out of the shitty areas, apparently they got like some white girls who out of. I'm looking at them right now across the street, right now. Right now, I can see them. I wish I can turn my camera. You could see. Oh my god. I'm sorry to just completely fuck up the flow of the situation.
No, that was fine.
If there were Spanish girls, then we would all be on board, and we'd make sure that you take.
That's what I said. We can hang out because I like Spanish girls. So.
One last current event, really. Francisco Liriano ended up signing with the Pirates again. That's his physical. Good news for Pirate fans? Yes, no, maybe so.
Jared,
you're a Pirate fan?
News for the Pirates fans. Definitely gives them some depth for their rotation, which they had a lot of problems coming down towards the stretch of the season. Definitely gives them an extra arm, a lefty arm, a veteran lefty arm at that. And there's always the hope that, since he has the talent, he has the abilities, there's a chance that they could try and find a way to fix him. Now, I've not been too high on the pitching coaches of recent years. I honestly can't even name who the pitching coach is right now, but they've done some interesting things over these past few years that they've been able to get some really strong productivity out of guys that a lot of teams have either signed off on or just weren't really high on to begin with coming out of the minor league system. So I'm really looking forward to seeing if they can strike once again while the iron is still hot and turn this guy around to producing the kind of numbers that he was able to produce in his first couple of seasons down in Minnesota, where everyone was starting to think he's going to be the guy that replaces Johan.
Yeah, that initial first half of that rookie season, 11-1 with a 1.92, was one of the best half seasons I've ever seen. Just absolutely disgusting.
absolutely.
Disgusting sliders. Fastball complemented it perfectly. Just everything was working for him, and then just like that.
Before we move on any further, I would just like to note that it has been almost 10 minutes and YouTube still hasn't refreshed these comments. So, tremendous fucking service, guys.
I still have it on.
Change a thing.
They're too focused on doing other things, man. Like
giving
fucking up processing and changing these things.
By the way, Titans fan, I see your question. I have no idea what OS and AS making the playoffs again are. So. Please, full
OS and AS.
No
O's and
abbreviation.
A's.
O's and A's. Oh.
O's and A's.
Gotta put those apostrophes, man.
Is it a lowercase s?
Yeah.
Okay, then what the hell, man? That should be a clear indication that he's talking about the O's and the A's.
No, it's lowercase O, lowercase s, lowercase
A,
a, lowercase.
Walk over there right now with my laptop because my Wi-Fi is so damn strong. I'm literally about to walk over there with the laptop.
Don't kill Jared before he starts drinking. Don't kill himself.
I'm trying to get the
it like
comments to
winter
roll in
formal or some
somewhere.
shit?
Google Hangouts, help me. YouTube, help me. Somebody update these comments for me, man.
No, too
Okay,
bad.
I see it.
I mean, Swami probably has it in the dashboard or whatever.
On the Hangout toolbox, it's there.
Yeah, I keep trying for that and it doesn't give me anything.
no,
I don't understand.
Oh no.
Okay, so Jared, would you like to do our segment or?
Right. This is
We're on the
where
line
the
segment.
money
Oh,
is made.
did you guys talk about King Felix?
Yes,
Yeah, we
did.
talked about King Felix. You have any thoughts you want to add on to that? Since
Yeah.
That motherfucker's buying all of Venezuela tonight.
Viva la revolution.
He's gonna buy a whole village and put some paved road in that bitch and build a mansion, like 30 rooms, and all his friends and shit are gonna live there. And who's gonna be the $200 million pitcher? Is it gonna be Kirsch?
It's gonna be CC.
No
Hey,
way.
AC.
No, I think Verlander's contract is coming up soon.
Yeah,
might-
Verlander's ends first. Price is almost done too.
Price I think is up after this year, unless he
They're
had
gonna
that
trade him.
1-year extension.
They're gonna trade him because he's
CC
done after
has,
this year.
Yeah,
See-
the Rays aren't interested in paying money.
He's gonna go somewhere for what?
That's a shame.
Probably
for them.
St. Louis. Probably St. Louis because
Yeah,
Carpenter
I
done.
could do that. CC 8 years, 183 with a $25 million vesting option for a 9th season. So if he completes that option, he's the first $200 million pitcher. I'm just making that point. So
Man, fuck CC.
the clause for that's really weird. It's he can't end the season on the DL. He can't spend more than 45 days on the DL because of a left shoulder injury, and he can't make more than 6 relief appearances because of a left shoulder injury. And the
Wow, there's some crazy stipulations in that contract.
yeah, it's like Yankees. What are you doing?
There's the Yankees. They want to protect their own interest in
Yeah.
addition to getting
It's a
as
lot of
much
money.
as they can.
Yeah, but I mean,
I mean, they made Zane Greinke. The Dodgers made Zane Greinke have a non-contact clause. He can't play basketball.
yeah, so they should have done that with the Yankees. Should have done that with Aaron Boone. Dude breaks his leg after the 2003 postseason.
Jesus Christ! Did you guys talk about?
Talked about Hill.
Yeah, he got the 3-year.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about Felix. We talked about the A's and Astros trade, and we just talked about this. So
Cool. We're all caught up.
Well, before we get into the segment, I noticed coming on the air, MLB Trade Rumors had posted up a poll asking its followers who had the most disappointing offseason so far, and their polls tend to be a little bit short-sighted for my taste. But ultimately, I think it's an interesting topic to kind of start talking about. So of the teams that they listed, they went with the Yankees, the Rangers, the Rockies, and the Marlins. So of those 4 teams,
Having the worst.
or actually the most disappointing offseason.
the Rangers, the Rockies, the Marlins, and the Yankees.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you expect if you were a Marlins fan?
Well, for them not to trade everybody.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
First, we have to get into the existential and philosophical discussion of, do Marlin fans actually exist?
They show up about
Based on their
60,000.
attendance. Based on their attendance, no, they don't.
No,
They didn't have the worst attendance though.
they damn near try to make sure that everyone thought they existed with that Ozzie Guillen stuff.
MLB 2K12 fans look more realistic than their fans.
Wow.
It's not. They don't seem like they have any fans who care at all. It's like they show up because they think it's a Dolphins game. Actually, that's the old stadium, but whatever.
Right.
Okay. Rockies, I don't think really anybody expected too much out of them. They're never really that super high-spending team. Marlins, I guess if you trade your entire team away, they've done it before, so I don't know if that's really disappointing. I guess that's kind of expected. Rangers,
Well, considering the offseason they had last year, everyone thought that this was a team that was finally going to actually take advantage of their financial situation and try and produce another winner on the field.
yeah,
They gave that half a season. Well, not even half a season.
They
They
gave
gave
it
that
2
3
weeks.
months.
2 weeks until Ozzie said something about Castro, and that was it.
No,
That
they
was
they,
it.
they, they
Hanley
had their
was
resurgence
gone.
in May, and that looked like they were gonna continue to fight forward. But
Yeah.
after that May, where they started coming back down to reality,
Yeah.
well, it's not even a reality. It's more like everyone just started hitting the fucking booze a little harder than I do.
It's South Beach, man. South Beach with lots of money. It's hard. I couldn't do it.
Well, but there's all the steroids down there, so why couldn't they have played better?
Hanley Ramirez, man, I'm telling you, he was good at Miami. I don't know if it's a coincidence. He fucking Oh, did you guys talk about that Caribbean Series game that went 8 hours?
No.
It was a great game.
I saw the coverage on it. I didn't actually watch it, though.
It's because you got to have ESPN Deportes, man. I'm telling you. You got to have the Latin channels.
We're all in New York. What do you expect?
Kareem Garcia, baby. That's my boy right there. Shout out to Kareem Garcia winning the game.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, do you know who Kareem Garcia is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he played for the Yankees and Mets at one point.
All right.
Most depressing. Jared, you're going to hate me for this? I say it's the Yankees.
I'm not going to hate you for that one. I think, a lot of Yankee fans would actually agree with you. But then again, they're mostly prima donna babies anyway.
But, I mean, like, they got Euclid. That's really it. I mean, I can completely support the fact that they're trying to work with what they got and whatever, but
they did, re-sign Kuroda for another year.
Yeah, but Kuroda's, he's what, 39 years old? I mean, he's a good pitcher.
He provided them, some big wins when they were without Andy Pettitte and CC Sabathia. So that helps with their rotation, possibly moving forward if they go on this year without Andy Pettitte again.
Yeah. I have this feeling that they're trying to rationalize the fact that they don't need to improve their pitching much because Pineda's going to come back hopefully at some point, and Betances and a few other guys are going to be there. They're inviting I think 19 out of their top 20 prospects to spring training. So I mean, they're really working on that.
I think they're starting to finally realize, that the farm system shouldn't just be just a sea of trade chips for them moving forward. That they should actually try and start investing on their youth because this may be the last hurrah for Derek Jeter. We're maybe. I've been saying for years now that he might be on his last leg and ending his career after the 2013 season for a while now, but. There's definitely a lot of concern what they're going to be looking like moving forward when they can't get the kind of production that they were hoping for out of Phil Hughes. Jabba Chamberlain, that injury kind of sidelined him, and they were already having problems with him and his control and his velocity issues, and his weight is still a bit of an issue for them. There's just a lot of age there, and I think they're starting to finally realize that they're not going to continue to be as successful with them continually getting older and having nothing, coming down the pipeline that they can reliably call up to help fill in the gaps.
Yeah. Mo?
Getting back to the original topic, most disappointing offseason. Yeah, the Yankees had a disappointing offseason. But, I mean, it has to be the Rangers. They lost Hamilton, Napoli, Michael Young, and they could lose Nelson Cruz now for 50 games. So
they didn't lose Michael Young. They traded him.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's a loss.
Yeah, but they got something back. It's not just a straight loss like they had with Hamilton and Napoli. And Michael Young also, he spoke, based on his statistics, this is going to be his down season. So.
Well, you never know. I mean, last year I think was supposed to be an up season for Josh Beckett, considering he's always been up down every year. I think if I'd have to look at his stats again to make sure that was supposed to be his up year.
Where the hell did Beckett come from?
Well, you just talked about looking at Michael Young's stats. Statistically,
I know. It's just
yeah.
I was like,
Beckett is one of those guys
I hope he has an up year this year.
No, Beckett is statistically one of those guys that has an up year and a down year. You can chart him. He's like NASDAQ.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing. I was like, wait, is he on the Rangers now? I was like, no, he's on the Dodgers.
They traded him for somebody.
Yeah. But they did get Pierzynski to fill Napoli. So I mean.
Well, but again, it's looking at the losses that they had. There's no more Michael Young. There's no more Hamilton. Napoli's gone. Their catching position didn't get improved to kind of take over what Napoli provided them, and they lost a lot of power in the middle of that order. There's a lot of questions there, and they've been once again playing around with the idea of bringing someone that had success out of the bullpen to be a starter. And they had great success with C.J. Wilson. Not so much with Neftali Feliz, but that's mostly because the injury kind of took him away for most of that season.
Yeah.
So that's still a bit of a gamble on their part to still try that moving into this season. And then there's going to be Robbie Ross coming into the rotation. There's going to be some questions, and I think for a lot of fans, given that they lost the face of their franchise in Hamilton to their rival just now.
Yeah, that definitely stings.
Yeah, I think a lot of Ranger fans are highly disappointed in the fact that they got nothing to kind of replace the power they just lost. That offense is no longer as threatening as it was in the past 2 years, and now they're trying to build on pitching, which has not been a very successful formula for them over their entire history.
I still remember Rick Helling from 7 or 8 years ago on that team, and he was absolutely horrible. Before I ask for your take on that, Smalls, I say the Rangers are going to finish with about 85 wins, plus or minus a few.
Playoffs?
No. 85 and 77, no playoffs. Anywhere from 88 wins to 81. That's what I have them at.
Wait, what was your magic number for them again? 85, 87?
I said they're probably going to get 85.
85?
I think that the number that they need is probably 91.
I think I could actually take the under on that. I think I could see them slipping to 83.
Yeah.
In that region.
I actually looked at their schedule and I crossed off every game that I think they would win. So I'm kind of having a range of whatever. So between 81 and 88 wins is what I have them at.
Right.
But no playoffs from all of us, right?
No playoffs for them. No playoffs for actually any of the teams that we mentioned in this. And I think that's why I think the Yankees are a bit more disappointing, because as a Yankee fan, you expect off-season every year. As a Ranger fan, it's kind of a new thing. They haven't been to a World Series before 2000. What was it? 2009. That was their first World Series, I think.
Yeah.
It was
I thought it was 2010.
Yeah.
2010.
No, 10 was Yankees.
No, that was 09. That was 09.
Yeah, it was 2010.
Okay, yeah.
Boom!
So 2010, yeah. That was their first World Series. So, I mean, I guess the way that they've been going, they probably would be disappointed, but I think the Yankees fans are going to be extremely disappointed if they don't make the playoffs, and it looks like they're not going to. So I think that might be why it's a little bit more disappointing, in my opinion. Smalls, what do you think?
It's going to be hard because Angels are winning that division, and the wild card's going to come from the East. So they're fucked.
Well, remember, there's 2 wild cards now, so
they're both coming from the East.
Really?
You think with the records of them killing each other in that division that the A's won't be able to slip in, or the White Sox or Royals?
Oh, the A's, fuck yeah. The A's will win more than the Rangers.
Yeah, I think the A's will get maybe 3 or 4 more wins, and then we have a Central division that is the weakest division overall.
Detroit's just gonna manhandle that division.
They will. They could probably get 100 wins or so.
Easily.
No.
You don't think?
No, I'm not buying that.
In the 90s,
just last year, everyone was high on the Tigers, and for almost all the way up until I think mid-September, it was all White Sox. I got no faith that the Tigers are going to dominate. I think the White Sox are the silent killer that everyone kind of sleeps on. I think moving forward, the White Sox have a better rotation in my mind.
Whoa. Sale, Quintana, PV. Who we got after that?
I'll tell you right now. Let me bring them up.
Oh, damn.
Because, I mean, it's kind of like, well, the Tigers were below 500 2 days before the All-Star break. They went to 500 at the break, and they were only...
They had a great second half, and that's what saved them.
They did. And the White Sox also fell apart, in part due to the fact that Sale got fatigued with his slurve as a very young pitcher. Lefty slurve, which is very difficult to hit, but he kind of lost his touch towards the end of the season, including getting blown out in 2 straight games.
Right.
There are 4 teams in that division that could make a push and knock somebody out of the playoffs. The only team that's going to be bad in that division, in my opinion, is the Twins. I mean, the Royals have definitely improved, and they have a very young...
70 wins.
For the Royals?
Mm-hmm.
I say 75, 76 maybe.
That's in that region. Under 500.
I think I'm going to split between you and take about 72.
They're under 500.
Indians, I'd say probably...
I like what they're doing, though. Frank Cohen at the helm.
I think they could get 78 wins.
It's a good start.
Honestly, when thinking about the teams, I think there are a lot of teams that are going to get buried. Not a lot of teams. I think the Twins are going to get buried, the Astros are going to get buried, and one of the teams in the AL East is going to get 90 losses.
The Red Sox?
No. I don't know. Could be the Yankees.
You hear about the prospect that shot himself in the leg?
Yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't hear about this.
Idiot.
What did I miss?
The Red Sox prospect. Let's see. Bryce Brents shot himself in the leg last month.
Bryce Brents. Should I know that name?
He was in. I don't know what he's. First round draft pick, 290, 17 home runs, and 76 ribbies last season in AA and AAA. My dog is pissed. I think he heard about Bryce Brent's probably his favorite player.
No. I googled it, and the first thing that came up on the right side is Alex Hassan, and I'm like, oh, where is that coming from? I don't
know who that is.
I don't know either.
Bryce Brents just shot himself in the leg, though.
It's interesting.
No, it's not a prominent prospect.
This is a children's show.
Yeah, we don't need PETA on our ass.
There's a reason I don't block it from viewers.
Yeah, I don't think Bryce Brents is Bryce Brents is anyone we're going to be hearing from all that often.
Especially not till he heals. Okay, Jared, would you like to do our segment now that we kind of covered this poll?
Yes, and when did this become our segment?
Since we are the special guests, we're the Dana Whites of your show.
All right. Fair enough point. Let's get it on. Let's see if I got everything. I got to put this in a different folder.
I'm surprised King Felix pulled out of the WBC.
He's not, I think he's still a little banged up from whatever. I think he had a little minor surgery.
He got his money. He's like, fuck that.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not confirmed yet, the deal. It's about 75% complete. So they're working out the kinks on it.
Right. Okay, so for those of you new viewers, what we do here is typically a segment in which I grab a bunch of stats from a lot of different players, and we do a blind comparison. We take away the names and all the history behind it. We just look at the prime numbers. That's stuff like average on-base percentage, hits, plate appearances, all of that good stuff. This week, I decided to go in a different route. We're not going to be looking at any pitchers this week. This is going to be focused squarely on offensive players. So we're going to be looking at 4 different batter comparisons, blind comparisons, I should say. And we'll begin with our first comparison of these two highly prolific hitters. Let us start with player 1. Let me just make sure on the screen.
I don't know about prolific.
Yes. All right, so player 1. Just grab my notes real quick. Make sure I'm on everything. I already know who these players are, but just
of course you do.
Well, I just did the graphic like 5 minutes before we went to air, so.
I'm saying you should know. If you don't know, then that's a problem.
Well, last week I had that big flub between Ricky Weeks and Jamil Weeks. I'm trying to avoid that mistake again.
Gotta avoid Ricky Weeks at all costs.
I do know one of the players because I wanted to see how quickly I could look it up, and I had it in about 3 seconds. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Wow,
so now you have
job.
the entire story behind the player, which kind of helps you gauge whether or not you want to keep
What position are these two guys?
They are 2 different positions. One is a catcher, and the other is a shortstop.
That sounds about right.
Right. So player 1, 147 games played, 641 plate appearances, had 174 hits. Not much in power in terms of home runs, but big on doubles, 31. Came across the plate 81 times, drove in 85. Had 90 walks and 88 strikeouts on the entire season. Batted .319, .416, .446 with an OPS of .861, 243 total bases. Player 2, 159 games played, 740 plate appearances, drove in 216 hits, Again, not prolific in power in terms of home runs, but also big on doubles, 32, with 58 RBIs, 99 runs, 45 walks to 90 strikeouts. Batted 316, 362, 429 for an OPS of 791, 293 total bases, however. So who would like to start and pick their player of choice?
The one on the right is a catcher because they got no fucking triples. So I would assume, but shortstop, yeah. I mean, I would say the catcher would play more than the shortstop.
Right.
Shit.
Well, because I'm the cheater, I think I could go last.
Shut up, Swami.
Go last.
I'm gonna go with. Damn, that's a badass shortstop bringing 8. I don't think it's a shortstop though. I don't think the shortstop's bringing 85 RBIs. I'm gonna go with player 1.
Okay. Rationale.
Okay, Smalls going with player 1.
What is your rationale, Smalls?
I like the RBIs, the drawing the walks. I like all that. He's got some triples. He's got more RBIs. Like I probably said that already. The hitting is all right, but the OPS and less plate appearances too. Wow.
A lot less.
Yeah, I'm gonna go player 1 though. I think he's a stud.
No.
Huh. I agree. I'll go with player 1. This is tough because for both players, there are different categories that entice me. Player 2 has much better durability. He played 12 more games, only missed 3 games in the entire season. But player 1 has a much better on-base percentage. And I think I know player 1. I think he's a catcher. I'll go player 1.
Okay, Swami.
I personally like player 1 better for the RBI, the walks, even the triples. You know, triples are triples. He didn't get as many total bases, but that's attributed to double, a few more hits, whatever. 147 games played. That's still a very strong season. Much less plate appearances for 147 games, so it's a little under, 4 a game? 81 runs, 174 hits, better slugging, better OPS. I'll take player 1.
Okay, so just to recap, Smalls, you have player 1. Mo the Foe, you had player 1 as well.
Yep.
And Swami, player 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, player 1 is the catcher, Joe Mauer of the Minnesota Twins. Player 2, possibly a Hall of Fame, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Who is it?
Shortstop
Derek Jeter
from the New York Yankees.
You mean
Wow.
Joe Mauer sucks?
Really? Those numbers don't say he sucks.
He's Mr. Singles. That's all he is. That's all he hits is singles.
He has 4 triples.
Out of 174.
That's more than Jeter.
This is true.
And he has 31 doubles.
He's a
That's more than Adrian.
He's a singles hitter.
That's more than Adrian Gonzalez.
Yeah, don't be talking about Adrian Gonzalez on this pod. I'm gonna talk to Adrian. All right. I'm gonna get right there at 5:30. No, I'm gonna get there at 1:10 start. I'm gonna get there at 11 o'clock. I'm gonna be right behind the dugout and be like, "Hey, you
Yo, Adrian,
suck." Then I'll get kicked out.
Why can't I? Here we go. Just as a quick side note, Mauer's OPS plus just slightly better than Josh Hamilton's.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that.
So
Considering Hamilton doesn't walk, he swings at everything. he's worse than Vlad Guerrero.
Well, actually, since I got his numbers here, maybe they're both comparable.
What did he get? Like 70 walks, 155 strikeouts.
Josh Hamilton had 60 walks, 162.
Yeah, that's pretty bad for a 4-hitter with Adrian Beltre right behind him.
That's pretty much typical of what you expect from your 4-hitter. A lot of power and a lot of swing and misses because you want the bat in their hands.
Yeah.
I mean, that's battling right there. And if they can have a good high batting average, you're getting more productivity than what you initially anticipated out of your four-hole hitter. Moving on to our next graphic.
I don't know what I did there. I deserve to leave. You know what I was thinking? All right, I'm sorry to stop it off here. This gives time for people to search. I'm not even reading the chat. I went to my grandma's house and I was cleaning out the garage and I found a fucking Montreal Expos fucking banner.
Oh,
come on,
fucking
take it
from '93.
Let's
From
see it.
'93. It's in that car. I'm gonna hang that shit in my room.
it's gonna be glorious.
I might give it away to somebody if I meet a Canadian.
I'll take it off your hands.
You don't qualify.
I'll go to Canada and I'll take it.
Yeah, all right. We'll meet up in Montreal. Wait,
We'll meet up in the Sky Dome.
What arena did the Expos play in?
The Expos Olympic Stadium.
Is it still up or is it destroyed?
I think it's still up.
I want to go there.
No, you don't.
Okay, well, moving on to player 1 and player 2, Jared.
Yes. Let's get back into the game of it all.
God damn, that dude got no stolen bases. Holy shit!
Well, that's the first thing I was kind of gravitated towards. Of all the numbers, that big honking zero on the lower right side of the corner.
I need athletic players who can run and gun. I don't care what sport.
Hell yeah.
Let us get into this comparison. Player 1, 158 games played, had 187 hits, 107 runs scored, 94 RBIs with 30 home runs. Big bomb. 33 walks to 109 strikeouts, batted a line of 288, 331, 485 for an OPS of 816 with 315 total bases.
Isn't that Matt Kemp's numbers?
That's a healthy Matt Kemp season, I would suspect.
That was the Matt Kemp in May right there. That was the Matt Kemp in May.
That 288 average was Matt Kemp? Not 325?
Hey, I'm with them 30 home runs, though. He better be hitting them in Dodger Stadium.
Oh, I almost forgot. 32 stolen bases in 40 attempts.
That's not Matt Kemp.
No.
That's probably Kutch.
Matt Kemp is one of those guys that says he wants to be a 40-40 player, but just doesn't run.
Hey, when he does it, jeez.
When he does, yeah.
He got robbed by Ryan Braun, though. I'm going to carry that to the grave. Because Ryan Braun lives there and be like, you fucking robbed my boy Matt Kemp. MVP. And you're on a list in Miami because you wanted advice. What kind of bullshit is that? I wanted advice. Fuck out of here, dude.
I wanted advice from a steroid dealer. Yeah.
Oh, we just wanted a little advice on things. Did you see the dude's office? It was like the most like discreet looking place with no signs. Getting legit advice. Get the fuck out of here, Ryan Braun. Continue.
All right. Now that we've got our little mini rants about Ryan Braun out of the way.
Every week there's a guaranteed Ryan Braun rant from me. So.
All right. Player 2, however, 147 games played, had 183 hits, 77 runs scored, 81 RBIs. Big number for him, doubles, 42. Had 32 walks to 76 strikeouts, no stolen bases in one attempt, batted a line of 304, 343, 442, had an OPS of 784, and total bases 266.
Wow.
I present to you your choices.
Okay. Half the double plays, too.
I'm going to start this one off. First of all, guys, make sure you like the stream, share it on Twitter, whatever social media you got.
I done do that.
Pimp it out.
We are 5 viewers away from 50, which would be our biggest milestone so far. We're
building. We're
definitely building.
Hopefully, for an off-season show? Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. For an off-season show?
Hopefully this will be on iTunes by next week. So,
for $9.99.
No, for free.
I'm just kidding.
I'll take player 1. Lower average, it's whatever. OBP a little bit down. Slugging percentage way up. OPS way up. OPS plus 1 higher. Total bases more. The home runs and stolen bases. I'm a sucker for stolen bases. I'll take stolen bases over good strikeout to walk ratio any day. 187 hits in 158 games. That's longevity as well. Yes. 702 plate appearances. 107 runs. Almost got 100 and 100 on runs and RBI and 30-30. I'll take player 1.
Swami going with player 1.
Mo, you are up.
Okay. I agree. I'm going to take player 1. There are a couple things that turn me away. The number of strikeouts is one of them. Batting average is a little low and compared to player 2, but I do like the stolen bases, and I definitely am a big fan of the power, and so I'll take player 1.
Okay.
Okay, Smalls, you are up.
Knowing Jared, which I don't, he's probably gonna pick. He's probably gonna pick player. He probably pick player 1 to be some old ass or something, and then like player 2 is the young buck coming up out of the game. But I'm gonna take player 1. I'm gonna just be the home. I'm gonna be the all you guys. I'm in love with that 30-30 number. 288. It's whatever. The double plays kind of scare me because if I need a guy at the plate in the playoffs, grinding double plays. But yeah, the 5-tool-ish kind of player, which I like. I'll take player 1.
Well, before I reveal exactly who these players are, did any of you happen to notice that at the start of this segment, I didn't go over that these are the 2012 stats, like I have in the previous episodes?
Yeah.
I would assume these are last year's stats.
I wouldn't.
No,
I'd like to
not
see
last year's stats.
I'd like to
The
see
2007 numbers for
Very-
Brandon Phillips, player 1, and player 2 from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Freddie Sanchez.
Freddie Sanchez!
Nobody likes you, Freddie. You're a great fielder, but nobody likes you.
I will admit, I
Nobody
really
likes
thought
Freddie.
that you guys would kind of contemplate a little bit more towards player 2, so I'm a little shocked that you all sided with player 1 so easily.
Brandon
I think
Phillips
it was
is
the
that
30-30 that kind of tipped the scales.
Brandon Phillips is that dude, man. I love Brandon Phillips.
Right, so now that I've got you guys on your toes a little bit more,
He was
from
a
now
dog,
on,
man.
it's
Oh,
no
we're-
longer
we're
just going to be
going
based on last year's
That's
stats.
a bunch of bullshit. You got to do 2012.
Wait.
That's a bunch of
Last
bullshit.
week it was everyone's Googling, and now this week is now we got to do 2012
Well, that's
stats.
smart. That's smart because then that prevents people from looking up
Yeah,
stats.
that's a really good way
But
of doing
then
it.
that completely changes it because I gotta think like, man, like 2007, like man, I want this guy from 5 years ago.
No, but you don't want to think about who it is. You want to think about the numbers only.
Yeah, but I want that guy from 5 years ago. You're just gonna set me up for disappointment because that could have been James Loney, whose one great fucking year was like 07, and then you tell me it's James Loney, I'm like that guy fucking sucks.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I actually played around with 2 other 2007 stat numbers.
Don't you say Ryan Braun, goddammit.
Yeah, the other comparisons I had in mind were Kelly Johnson and Mark DeRosa.
What about Pokey Reese? Pokey Reese.
What about Pee Wee
Pokey
Reese?
Reese ever?
What about
Pokey
Pee Wee
Reese?
Reese? All the way going back.
The one day he does like, all right, these stats are from 2003. They're Aaron Seeley and Sean Estes. Like, that'll be the greatest episode of all time. All right, here's the stats from Moises Alou and Jose Cruz Jr. Like, this will be the shit.
We just hit 50. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
52
Mazel
for
tov.
Let's just
I'll
do
drink
a
to that.
little, where is it?
And we're down to 20.
They immediately left. They regretted their decision of clicking on the link.
People like it. People like it. It's less they like it. It's
So-
less predictable.
Yeah, so the other matchups were Kelly Johnson and Mark DeRosa. The other one that I thought I really thought about going with instead, Brad Hopp and Jeff Francoeur.
Yeah, that's my boy.
Yeah, one can't even find a job in Major League Baseball. The other one's hanging on by a thread.
Jesus.
So let's move on to our next image.
Are you ever going to go back like 50 years and just completely screw us with Harmon Killebrew versus
I'll be honest. There is going to be a limit. Like I want to. If I know the player, I actually got to see them live at some point. That's pretty much the length of it. And well, given that I'm like an 80-year-old dinosaur at this point.
Oh, okay, so we're going to see some Lou Gehrig.
Yeah, you got to see some Lou Gehrig.
Man, this
Gehrig,
guy.
some Williams, maybe Cap Anson in here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Right. Now let's move on to our next. This is our third blind player comparison. Let us begin with
Are you gonna tell us the year?
afterwards.
Good.
I want to keep you guys on your toes. I really do. So here we go with player 1 as usual. 150 games played, 155 hits collected, 107 runs with 17 home runs, 67 RBIs, had 63 walks to 121 strikeouts. 18 stolen bases in 26 attempts, batted a line of 280, 355, 430, OPS of 785, and 238 total bases. Player 2, on the other hand, 157 games played, 184 hits collected with 93 runs, 25 home runs, and 91 RBIs. Had 26 walks to 92 strikeouts, 23 stolen bases in only 29 attempts, and batted a line of 304, 334, 516, OPS of 850, giving him 312 total bases. Who would like to start?
Mo.
I'll start. I'll start. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's player 2. Pretty much every category he's dominating in. Average on-base percentage, a little bit lower, but I definitely like the power. I like the stolen bases. Yeah, player 2.
Small, you are up.
Player 1.
Okay.
Why?
I have a good vibe about it. I think the less double plays. I'm a big schnob when it comes to that shit. And I feel like he's gonna be younger. I don't know. I feel like maybe it was. I have a feeling like just looking at shit. I don't know. I don't know. I think player 1 is gonna be I think player 1 is gonna be something because I'm just looking at here and less games. You know, I like it. I think I'm a player 1.
If player 2 is Bill Buckner, Jared, I will kill you.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for Jared to be like, player 2 is fucking Moises Alou or something. It's gonna be like Wilton Guerrero. It's gonna be Wilton Guerrero or something.
It's gonna be Luis Castillo.
Or like Brandon Inge or something. It's gonna be somebody like
Yeah,
that.
but those 26 walks do concern me. I'm taking player 1.
Player 1.
I like the OBP. I like the amount of walks. I know it's a lot of strikeouts. I also like the fact that he's getting a lot of runs, which means that he's definitely playing hard. He's probably a 2-hitter.
He's on base. Yeah, he's like a 1-2 hitter.
Okay. I'm going to change up how I'm going to reveal this a little bit. The 2 players' names...
You should have pictures ready of the guys.
I should, but that would take me a little bit longer, and this one was kind of rushed since I didn't know which comparisons to go with until like we just went live.
Got it.
So here are the 2 player names, and I want to see which one you think is which.
Okay.
One of the players' names is the Chicago White Sox, Alex Rios.
Uh-huh.
The other, former Arizona Diamondbacks right fielder Justin Upton. These are the 2012 numbers.
Upton is on the wall. Upton's on the left. Yeah. Upton's player 1.
Yep.
You got player 1 is Upton?
Yeah, you don't hit 300.
I know Rios did.
Yeah, he doesn't hit 300, man.
Mo?
I watch a lot of NL West baseball. He doesn't hit 300.
Yeah, Upton's probably on the left.
You would all be right. Justin Upton is player 1. Player 2 is Alex Rios.
Yeah, did I say player 2? I meant player 1.
No, I would take Rios. The way he's been playing the past 4 years since he left Toronto, I'd take Rios.
I know the NL West.
So coming up next week, Alex Rios' 2011 stats. Be aware of that.
Oh God.
just so Swami can kind of choke on those for a little bit.
Okay, so that was definitely
that one. I tell you, that was the more interesting one. I'm really shocked that you guys Smalls pulled out the just psychopath fucking defense there. Just like trying to gauge whether or not I would try and pull a fast one.
Because I know that's what the shit you do. That's the shit you do. And I knew, and you're like, well, is it Justin Upton the 300 guy? Or I'm like, no, man. I watched the D-backs at least 18 times last year. I know damn well he does not hit 300, and he strikes out a shitload. So that is his stats in that region right there.
Right. So once again, we've established that Small's king of the West Coast.
Yeah, NL West. You throw somebody in the NL West, I'm gonna know him.
Right.
Except if it's like fucking
Sean Estes.
Yeah. Or man. Oh, speaking of NL West, shout out to Brandon Webb. I hated that guy when he was a pitcher. Shout out to Brandon West for Brandon Webb. Yeah, his arm. That dude on the Diamondbacks, God, that guy was scary.
He's the all-time leader for wins on the Diamondbacks with 83.
Is he really? Wow.
83.
Yeah.
Over more than Randy?
Yep.
And Kurt?
Well, Randy and Schilling were only there for a couple of seasons, so
I think they're
yeah,
there
it would
for
stand
4
that.
years each. So, yeah, Webb was there for a few more. He was there for more cup of tea.
Yeah.
Somebody said look up the line for the Miami Marlins season single game tickets today.
Yeah, that pretty much proves my theory that they.
I gotta see that. There's probably like 4 people.
Okay,
You would be right, exactly right.
Jared, take the picture, save it, post it. Put it right as the custom overlay. Do it right now.
I mean, the Dodgers when their single game tickets went on, there was a line all the way out to the damn freeway almost.
Well, I'd have to find it on my Twitter line again.
They went so far down the 5, they went to the 4.
Once again, proving my theory right that Marlins fans do not exist.
Hello.
They're mythical creatures.
That is not the right one. Which is it?
I wonder what you're looking at. Okay, so let's.
Well, I'm not going to be able to find the Marlins picture one for some reason. It's on my timeline somewhere, and I cannot fucking find it. I know I retweeted it from a friend.
Well, that's just unfortunate then.
Yeah. Well, let's just move on to our next blind comparison. Our final one for the night.
I thought we were done.
No, I said we had 4.
Oh.
We only went through 3.
Oh, I'm bad on that math, so don't.
Hey, I got the perfect song for the Miami Marlins fans
Oh God.
when they show up.
Oh God.
That should be the song when the fans are coming into the stadium, because that's who we're looking for. Who are the real fans of the Marlins?
About 2 guys, just drunkenly walking in.
2 drunk Cubans, just like, hey, you know what I mean?
Like, fuck it, we can't watch any other good teams.
Fuck it. Are the Dolphins playing? No. Fuck. Are the Heat playing? No. Fuck.
I'm looking at your timeline, Jerry.
I'm interested to see if the Florida Panthers, the hockey team, gets more attendance than the baseball team. I'm interested to see that.
It's not that far down. It's
Is it?
It was from 11 hours ago. Darren Rovell.
Darren, what? He took the picture?
That's the wherever.
Well, you're telling me, it was 11 hours ago. I can barely remember 11 minutes ago. So
Well, it was only like
Short-term memory is shot.
It was only like 15 of your tweets, so I mean, it can't be that bad.
Hello.
like I said, I can't even remember 11 minutes.
Just look down. Just look down. I'll read off the stats while you do that.
I can see it in your
Anyway, our final blind player comparison of the night.
Yeah.
Once again, beginning with the
these are some
illustrious
beasts.
player 1.
These are some beasts right here.
These are indeed some beasts. 145 games played by player 1, who had 135 hits, 85 runs. Was big on power numbers everywhere. 30 doubles, 35 home runs, 110 RBIs, 76 walks to 141 strikeouts. Batted a line of 260, 366, 524, giving him an OPS of 890, OPS plus of 144, which is pretty high, especially
Gonzalez or something?
Huh?
Is this like Adrian Gonzalez?
Since when has Gonzalez 35 home runs unless he's in San Diego?
San Diego.
No, last year Gonzalez only hit, I think, 18.
Oh,
So this is 2012 stats.
Yeah, so it's last year. Oh, you tipped your hand.
Ha ha!
Well, I didn't confirm that. I just said Adrian Gonzalez last year only had 18.
Well, he has 3 stolen bases, 2 caught stealing. That seems like Aegon.
That
Seems like Aegon. All right. Player 2,
He had 1 hit
120.
and run last year, and I swear to God, it was in slow motion. I saw that like live. I was behind the third base dugout, and it was like, I was like, whoa!
Right. So player 2, 123 games played, 130 hits collected, 75 runs with 30 doubles, 37 home runs, only 86 RBIs, however. Had 46 walks to 143 stolen bases, batted a line of 290, 361, and 608, giving him an OPS of 969, an OPS plus of 158, which I believe is our highest so far in these blind player comparisons.
Yeah.
Had 273 total bases. Gentlemen, your choices.
I'm going to go first. I'm picking player 2.
Player 2.
Better average, a little lower OBP. But for that amount of number, I really couldn't care less. Less time on the field, which kind of concerns me. But slugging percentage, much higher. OPS, that's pretty important. OPS plus higher. 1 more total base, much less ground into double plays. RBIs, that definitely is attributed to the team when you have 37 home runs. Too many strikeouts to walks, but it's acceptable. And only 5 less hits and 114 less plate appearances. I'll take player 2.
I'm trying to think of a guy.
I think I know who number 1 is, but
I think one of these guys is Granderson, but I'm probably wrong.
I think number 1 is Teixeira, but
I'm gonna go with player 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with player 2 because if he's healthy, that man is gonna just. Whoa! What happened?
I'll get him back. His internet probably crashed.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up. I think we had lost Mo, but now it's official. We did lose Mo.
I don't know. That guy's like stays frozen the whole show. I don't know if he's like like the guy is in the same position. Oh, where's my camera's right here? I'm looking at my microphone. He is in the same position the whole here. Oh, where's my hat? Where's my hat? Give me a hat. Give me a hat. This is Motofo's hat. He's like just here in the back. That's it. That's all he does.
Jared, I sent you the picture because you're a lazy bum.
Right. Okay.
So who are these two?
I'm gonna go player 2. I think that dude is a stud, man. 969. Fuck yeah, I'll take that. 5 grounded to only 5 double plays. I'll take that as well. The walks, damn. He needs to work that count a little more. Same amount of doubles. Nah, man. I'm gonna go with Albert. I think I'm gonna go with player 2. I think number 2 is Albert Pujols.
Nah, he walks more than that.
Strikes out a lot less as well.
Yeah. Okay, so who are they?
Player 1, tremendous season with the Minnesota Twins last season.
Wow.
Josh Willingham.
Wow.
Ooh.
Imagine if he were playing on a playoff contending team with those numbers.
Nationals.
Player 2,
That's Albert Pujols.
the Miami Marlins own and possibly soon to be long gone, Giancarlo Stanton.
Wow. Stanton like my daddy.
I'm glad I picked Giancarlo.
Did I pick Giancarlo too?
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Give me that boy. Don't go for Carl Crawford. I'll give you Giancarlo Stanton for Carl Crawford straight up.
Jared, take the picture, make it your overlay. We need to see the Miami Marlins line.
Where did you put it in the?
No, I tweeted
I
it
need to
at
see
you.
the Miami Marlins.
I tweeted at you. Just save the picture, make it your custom overlay. Let's see it.
Okay.
We gotta see this shit.
Is it me? Oh, Granderson has a lower batting average. That's right.
Much lower, yeah. He was a 250, 245.
See if I can do this the cheap way. Oh, you're not gonna. Oh, hold on. Might got this to work. There we go.
Let's see. Did you put it up?
Yep.
There it is. It speaks for itself.
Yo, why is that dude in socks and sandals
I
though?
was thinking the same exact.
This dude's in Miami. It's 80 fucking degrees.
Wearing a long sleeve shirt and
Long
socks
sleeve
and
shirt,
sandals.
socks and sandals.
Socks
With sandals though.
I think one of those
he's
people
only
is
gonna buy
a
like
security guard,
one
too.
game.
I think one of those people is a security guard too.
I don't know.
I think the person in front of the woman is a security guard.
I was just gonna say I think it is.
So then technically we're looking at only 3 fans that actually exist. They're an endangered species.
They're single games. They're not even season ticket holders.
Actually, the guy in the back, he's actually their son. He's the only fan there.
Like, we're only doing this because it's your birthday.
Dude is seriously wearing socks and sandals though.
We wouldn't even do this for your birthday.
I guarantee you the World Baseball Classic games that are going to be held in that stadium are going to sell out more than any Marlin game.
They will.
I think the Astros will sell it more than the Marlins. Only team I don't think is possibly the Rays.
Can you imagine if it's Dominican Republic versus Cuba in the World Baseball Classic? That building is going to explode. But Puerto Rico versus Cuba?
Explode. That giant ornament in the back is just going to...
Dude, Cubans are going to be sitting on top of that shit if Cuba's in the finals, man. They're going to be riding the shit when Cespedes hits a home run and shit.
Yeah.
They're going to be all over it.
I want to see the Dodgers one. We got to find the Dodgers one.
Well, I think there's a reason it hasn't been tweeted out. It actually looks like, you know, a reputable fucking line.
Oh, because we actually average 42,000 a night.
It's actually somewhat respectable.
They average 4,200.
Yeah, they average 4,200. You average 42,000. Sounds about right.
You know what's funny is the Marlins got rated the best like VIP club and food.
Well, yeah, because they have a strip club.
Do they really?
I'm pretty sure they do.
No, they got a fish tank.
I think they have both. From
Well,
what I
I'm
heard,
gonna go, Swami. Oh, we should all meet up for a Marlins game. I bet you those tickets are like $5. They'll pay us to go.
yeah, we'll be the free admission. They'll be like TNA.
There we go. We'll be in the back and shit behind the fish tank. What's up?
No, we'll be right. We'll be on the pitcher's mound with the pitcher.
Oh, these are new seats. We got a net
We
and
paid
everything.
a whole $6 for them.
Jesus, man, that's funny. Dude.
I guess we're done with the novelty of this.
Yo, but that dude in the black, go back. That dude in the black pants though is gonna have to buy 2 seats. Look at his big ass.
Well, I can't go back to it now.
That
It's
dude
all right.
with the long hair, he's gonna. I'm mad, but Miami has some nice seating though. So,
They do.
but
From what I
they
heard,
fucked
have, like,
up with that ornament.
From what I heard, they have a club. I don't know if it's a strip club. I think that there's a
It
club.
might as well be a strip club just to try and draw in anyone.
Why do you think Hanley was Why do you think Hanley was happy playing there for a little bit?
There's more fishes in the tank.
He was happy
behind the
when they were
batter's box.
winning. It
That's
was rare, but when they were winning, that he was happy. When they started, sucking and not building around him, he got pissed.
Hanley didn't care, dude. He was living the life in Miami. You see his fucking house in Miami? Fucking ridiculous.
It's bigger than the stadium.
There's more fishes in the tank behind the batter's box than the fans getting those single game season tickets.
Unrefutable fact.
Irrefutable factual evidence.
Okay, so we are an hour and a half.
That was
into the
funny.
show.
That was good. That was good.
Fantastic. That was a good one.
That was a good one.
You want to answer questions for about half an hour?
Let's do it.
Okay.
So, toss us some questions.
Please, by all means, don't be shy. Give us your questions, and we shall answer them to the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Which for Swami is not so good.
You're wanting to talk.
Damn. He called you a bitch, Swami. You gonna take that?
Well, while we're waiting for the questions to kind of roll in, let me kind of clarify something I had said last week when we got the question about which team has the best offense in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Because I know some people. I remember only Swami and Modafo laughing at me. I didn't see anything from the comments section. But then
What
again,
did you say was the best offense?
I said silently the Mariners could be a sleeper hit that provides some solid fucking offense. Because last year the Rockies were the best offensive team.
The Mariners.
Mariners.
The Mariners. Name that team right now. Name the best offensive hitters on the #1 offensive team. Go for it, bud.
Well, I said they had the potential. I didn't say that they were going to be or that they even are. The thing is, they have a lot of strong potential players there who have a lot of strength behind them, but just haven't been able to find it just yet. Like Justin Smoke, Kyle Seager, Dustin Ackley, Jesus Montero is still waiting in the wings to start finding the gaps like he was in AAA. And I think with the additions of veteran bats like Jason Bay, I know it's Jason Bay. I know, Jason Bay, but it is possible. It is possible, even if they don't get any production out of Bay. His presence alone to try and help the young talent out can be an influence for their offense moving forward. I think the bats that we're going to be looking for to be productive are ultimately going to be Ibanez off the bench and Morales coming in as the DH.
Okay.
And I think those two anchors alone, can help out to bring out the best in Smoke, Ackley, Seager, and Montero, and that's what I was banking on. Because, like I said, last year the best offensive team, hands down, was the silent as all fuck and doing nothing anywhere was the Colorado Rockies. They scored the most runs of any team in Major League Baseball. They led the league.
that definitely helps that they play in that stadium 81 games a season.
Stadium.
It doesn't really matter all that much. They led the league. They were the strongest team offensively.
How many? What were there in home runs though?
I don't remember that off the top of my head. Let me actually.
Because if they're like a doubles kind of team, you got Petco Park where you could just fucking doubles and triples all day.
Yeah.
You got San Francisco. We got getting the big old gaps. Dodger Stadium, daytime ball goes into the freaking Vegas.
Yeah.
Like
I think there's 4 or 5 players who hit 20 home runs on the Rockies last year.
Yeah, and that's without Tolo. That is without Tolo.
But you're gonna sit there, Jared, and tell me that the Mariners are gonna have a better offense than the Angels?
Because of Jason.
No,
Bay.
I said they had the potential. I'm not gonna.
You just said that was the best offense in the league.
No, I said they had the potential. There is a difference between
this year to be better than Pujols, Hamilton, Trout.
They could.
What?
They could. There are several defining factors here. Pujols is getting older. His numbers are starting to decline.
Older?
He's still in his prime.
He's still in his prime, man. He just got to adjust to the American League.
No. Look at his numbers in St. Louis as well. The numbers were starting to slip there as well. He had a really bad slump for, I think, a month and a half there. And that was the first season that he ever hit below 300 in his entire career.
He hit 299.
Yeah, that was the first time he hit below 300. Last year, he did it again.
It kind of hurts when you have the team saying that they don't want to re-sign you until the end of the season, and they start negotiating halfway through the season on you. I mean, there's a reason he didn't do well at the beginning of last season, besides the fact that it was a new adjustment. His wife and his kid were still in St. Louis until June.
Okay, but
That's a huge factor when you spend every day with them, especially with his son, who he did batting practice with every day. I'm just saying.
The trends are there, though, for the numbers to possibly continue slipping.
They are. Also, now with Hamilton as protection, he's going to definitely get some good pitches and whatever. They said they might put Hamilton at 2. That would be interesting.
Well, that would be an odd choice.
Buster Olney actually commented on that Hamilton saw the least fastballs in Major League Baseball last year, and as a 2-hitter, he'll have to see more because Trout will be leadoff. So,
I also think it hurts that now he's not going to have the protection of Adrian Beltre behind him. He's going to have a more inexperienced hitter in Mark Trumbo behind him. It's not as feared.
Unless he's hitting 2, Trumbo 4, and Pujols 3.
They won't put Pujols 3.
He's always 3.
Yeah, Pujols is your best hitter.
He's always 3. He will always
be 3. Put Pujols at the 4.
Oh, and by the way, if I'm the Mariners, Jason Bay goes on quarantine. He's a leper. He's not touching any of my young talent whatsoever.
He's a cancer.
Not even looking at them. He has to wear the Silence of the Lambs mask and be chained up.
If all the Mariners prospects get ACL tears in shoulder and blow their shoulders out, you know who to blame.
Swami.
Okay, so let's field some questions here.
Let us field some questions. All right. First question I see here. Aside from Bourne and Loge, who is the biggest steal left in the free agent market?
That's a good question.
I don't think there is anybody left.
Let me bring up the free agency list.
Brian Wilson.
Yeah, I was thinking Wilson or Valverde.
Valverde, he's old. He's scary and consistent.
I'll take him.
And yeah, I know you'll take him with your Dodger bullpen.
Hey,
you have Brendan League as one of your possible closers.
Yeah, he's going to shut it down because he's like white and Chinese at the same time.
But yeah,
he's going to shut that shit down. You see what he did in Seattle?
Yeah, he did decently.
Should have signed Soriano.
Yeah, you had the money for him.
Yeah, as if I didn't have enough troubles with this episode so far with the audio issues, and now my connection wants to drop on me.
No, you're here.
Good job.
Well, I paused for a bit.
No.
All right, so where are we in this discussion?
Brian Wilson.
Brian Wilson.
Probably the third best steal on the market still. And I think he's going to get a lower price because of the fact that he is kind of a questionable signing at the moment.
Damaged goods.
He could be fantastic like most pitchers are after Tommy John surgery, but he showed signs that he wasn't ready, so some team might sign him to a minor league deal. He'll be up by June, probably healed, and then he's going to be a great pitcher. So I think that any team who will need relief help down the stretch should sign him now.
I think in the end, the Dodgers or Angels will sign him. The guy lives in Malibu.
Yeah. Mo?
Well, me being the guy that always tends to go against the grain, I think there's a far better steal out there. My choice for one of the two steals, I just saw the name pop up. Jason Bartlett's definitely a decent steal. I think anyone that can get their hands on him would definitely be in better shape as they get a nice utility player. A lot of teams could use him off the bench, especially for his defense later in towards the ends of games. But the one I'm really looking at, and the one I think a lot of teams are going to be sleeping on simply because of the injury history he's had over the past 7 years now, it seems, Grady Sizemore.
Ooh.
I think if you can get him healthy, you definitely get the 5-tool player that he once
big
was.
If.
Big if, but it's a gamble. And right now, free agency at this point is nothing but gambles.
What team are you seeing that would be perfect for Grady Sizemore? Who would need the outfield help? The Mets?
No.
Well, I've been fond of Alderson looking at Sizemore prior to his looking at Bourne. I think if Bourne, what?
You might get both. Put Sizemore in right field, have Bourne in center.
I don't see them wanting to gamble with those two at the same time. I think if you get Bourne, you don't need. There's no need to get Sizemore at all and invest in a potential health risk with him when you've already got someone that's going to take care of your duties for the next year and maybe 2 years. I think with Sizemore, I could see the Mets signing him only if, and this is the thing that I'm looking at as being a potential here, is if they can't get the second round pick as the offering for Michael Bourne signing. I think if they have to give up that first round, I think Alderson is going to have to bail out on Bourne and focus in on possibly looking towards other avenues to fill in that outfield. He could look Bartlett. I'm not sure if he's really interested in that. I think he's going to look more towards Sizemore because, again, 5-tool player, when healthy, tremendous offense, tremendous defense.
He hasn't been healthy in a very long time.
It has been a very long time, and I think a lot of teams are gonna try and if push comes to shove and they're kind of getting depleted in their own depth in outfield, and he's the only option left, you can get him on the real cheap now because he's going to be looking to play with anyone. He's not in any position to negotiate contracts.
Cardinals.
Yeah.
I don't see the Cardinals interested in him.
Holiday, Jay, and Beltran, they need a guy who can fill in midway through the season, somebody who can provide that extra push to them a little bit. They definitely could be an option for it, especially if one of those guys who's a bit older besides Jay.
I see them going for a pitcher before an outfielder because of Carpenter.
I think they'll go after Loesch. I think they'll re-sign Loesch.
But I don't see that.
It seems like the only option for them.
That's the only pitcher available, unless they cut a deal with the Dodgers.
I mean, Garland and Saunders both went. Garland went to the Mariners.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And
fuck John Garland.
Saunders just went there too. Mo, let's get your opinion on this. You're kind of silent on this one.
Yeah. I am very intrigued by Jose Valverde not being signed yet. I know he's pretty inconsistent, but even if he doesn't close, he is definitely a solid back of the end bullpen guy. Either him or Brian Wilson. I know Brian Wilson may not be ready for opening day, but definitely either of them could definitely be a difference maker down the stretch.
I agree.
For Grady Sizemore, there are a lot of teams that could actually use him. I'm just thinking about it. Rays could be an option if they don't want to bring Will Myers up just yet because they lost BJ Upton. Yankees, they like investing in cheaper players. He'd be possibly a good fit there. I don't know. But I agree.
There are options for him.
Yeah, I agree that Valverde and Wilson definitely could be a good push down the stretch. I think that Sizemore, though, would be not even just Sizemore. I think that having a position player down the stretch, usually towards the free agent period, the trade deadline, it seems like every team that makes that big move, for the most part, really it pays off. I mean, Zach Greinke, he's a pitcher. It didn't really fully pay off for the Angels. But Hunter Pence, huge payoff for the Giants. Huge. So I mean,
Look, 100 pounds.
relax over there, Dodger Smalls. Okay, let's go to the next question that we covered. Free agent.
I think I'm going to tackle this one, and I know I've noticed since we first started talking about the Mariners back in episode 2, we always seem to find a way to gravitate towards them. So here's Mr. RSM34's question: who will be Seattle's number 4 and number 5 starters behind the top of the rotation being Felix, Iwakuma, and Joe Saunders?
That's horrible that Saunders is going right to the 3.
You can live with him at the 3.
I can.
Can live with him being in last place.
I wouldn't want to. No, the Astros are still there. Don't worry about that.
Oh shit, that's right. They're gonna battle it out. One will have 30 wins, the other one will have 45.
No, but I see the Mariners doing pretty well this year. I don't really know who they'll put as their 4th and 5th. I think Garland's gonna be one of them. I mean,
Garland will be one of them.
He will be. I think he'll probably be the 5. I think they might bring up a young pitcher. I think they might even try doing something with it. I don't know. I really don't know who else they have in that organization that they could use.
Well, I'll tackle it since no one else wants to step in off the bat. I mean, don't jump at the opportunity to talk about it, guys. We're only a live stream discussion broadcast about.
I don't care about the Mariners. Their park is too damn big.
West Coast. They're West Coast.
NL.
AL.
I don't mess with it, man. Okay, first off, okay, Jared, you sit your ass back down there.
Yeah.
Number 4, I don't care. Number 5 doesn't matter. They're not going to go anywhere in that division.
I don't even know.
They're not going to have the number 1 offense either.
All right, I'll tell you exactly how this will likely play out.
Biggest
Blake
Mariners
Beaven,
fan I've ever met.
John Garland. Beaven had tremendous success
Yes.
with flashes of brilliance. I think he was in the 3 spot last year, if I'm not mistaken. I liked what I saw out of him. I think he's got the best potential of the other names, which were Erasimo and Hector Noesi.
Yeah, I'm looking at Noesi right now.
Yeah, so
was 2-12 with a 5.82.
Yeah, Noesi I don't think is ready anytime soon. If anything, he might be a pen arm, which wouldn't be such a bad thing for them because he has pretty good abilities. I'm just not sold on him as a starter. Erasimo, I don't really remember much of him from last year at all. Like that's how forgettable he was. So
I don't even see him.
I'm sure he was up for a few spot starts.
Oh, Erasmo Ramirez.
Yeah.
He was 1-3. 3.36 in 8 starts in 16 games. 59 innings, 22 earned runs, 6 home runs, 12.
Yeah, he's likely going to be another pen arm for them at the start of the season.
Against him. Only 217. That's not bad. He started 8 games. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm sold on Blake Beaven more so than the other two, and I think Garland is gonna win it out just because the other two are going to struggle during the spring training.
I think they could bring up Walker a little bit down the stretch. Bring him up like they did, like the Reds did with Chapman, possibly because Garland's probably not going to be able to last a full season. That's my opinion. I don't think he's lasted a full season.
Blake Beaven is starting.
Blake Beaven.
Yep. Garland pitched for the White Sox originally, right? That's the team that he started on?
Yeah, he was in San Diego and LA.
I think that was the last time that he was actually a reliable full season pitcher. But
he's been serviceable.
He has been, but he hasn't been healthy.
Well, at this point you don't really need him to be lights out or anything. You just need someone to round out the back end of that rotation.
Is Capuano still a Dodger?
Yes, he is.
Is he going to be the 5th after Beckett?
Let's see.
Kershaw, Greinke, Ryu, Beckett, Cap?
Lily,
Billingsley, and Capuano.
Lily's got the 5. I think they might trade Cap if they need another.
They might move Cap. Yeah, they might move Cap.
Just try to get Dustin Ackley out of that deal. See how that goes.
Better throw in D. Gordon.
Yeah, they might.
You can't, man. I'm gonna tell you what. Name a pitcher that's on the market. What do you think? You think David Price will be on the market for?
No. No.
For Cap and Zach Lee and maybe some other dudes?
I highly doubt it. I don't think any team would be willing to give another ace to the Dodgers.
Kershaw, Greinke, Price, you just don't show up to the stadium because
No, you show up just to watch that.
You know, I thought tickets were expensive this year. Holy shit, they're going to be expensive when David Price comes to the Dodgers.
Yeah, if he does. He probably won't. Who knows?
Oh, and they still have Harang apparently. So.
Oh, that's right, Aaron Harang.
Oh,
that's what I was saying. They
man.
might trade some pitchers.
Yeah, they had the depth.
So yeah, they definitely have options for pitching, throwing pitchers around. Mariners could possibly pick one of those up.
For Felix.
Yeah. Well, no. No. Right? 7-year deal. Just trade him away the next week.
Why not? Why not?
All right, now we've lined them up, with the perfect fucking contract for other teams to be suckers for.
Hey, if the Mariners go like 10-80 in the first 90 games, man.
And he has all 10 wins.
Yeah, probably.
He's the leading hitter. Right, Jared?
What's sad is he's probably going to be like 10-4.
Jason Bay is going to be the leading hitter. He's going to be there.
No.
Watch. That's how bad the Mariners are going to be this year. It's just a complete fuck fest. And Jason Bay and Beaverton or whatever that guy's name is are going to be the best. King Felix is going to go like 9-8, with a fucking 1 ERA. Since the Mariners don't fucking score, since Jason Bay is your number one, he's going to lose a lot of games.
0.4 ERA.
He could throw a no-hitter and still fucking lose. That's the Mariners offense.
I still want to hold off on predictions, but the way things are setting up here, I feel as though I have to make the prediction. I have to be the guy that mushes everything for everyone moving forward.
I got a great question for Jared, though. If Felix Hernandez was on the Astros, how many wins would he have?
On the Astros?
If King Felix was on the Astros, how many wins would he get with that team?
11.
The 2012 team
this team that's right now that has literally Carlos Pena and a bunch of guys from the concession stands.
4, maybe 5.
He's gonna go like 10-7.
I'm gonna say realistically, maybe 8 most.
8-20.
Short portion left field.
He's probably gonna have to throw about 5 shutouts.
He could have a no-hitter and still lose. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he's gonna walk a few people, a few errors because
He'll be the first player in decades to get a 12 inning no-hitter under his belt and no decision.
He'll lose. He'll lose because a missed third strike goes to the backstop. Then a fucking steals base, guy throws it into the freaking outfield. He's on third, and then a sac fly. And that's how you lose the game. Yep. Or an error.
Okay.
All right. I'm seeing some new comments coming in, and we might want to tackle some of these.
What was your prediction?
Oh, my prediction? Right. I almost forgot that I was even putting my foot in my mouth.
Go for it.
Let us go. I'm going to say the Mariners probably have the best chances of taking the second seat in the AL West. I'm really willing to put down money that the Mariners could do it simply because I don't buy the A's being able to replicate last year's success.
Look at the
Really
same
don't.
fucking team.
It's not that good a team. It's really not.
What?
Cespedes is possibly their best offensive player. JJ Redick is solid. He had a tremendous season. I'm not taking anything away from him, but you put him on any other team. Is he your true number? What did they have him in the lineup last year? The number 2 hitter? 3 hitter?
Doesn't matter, man. The A's do things different.
If he's your 3 hitter, you've got serious issues. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, and how far did they get into the playoffs?
They almost beat the Tigers.
Yeah, that's last year. Let's see them replicate it. I don't think they can.
They're one of the best home
They've
teams.
done it before.
One of the best home teams in the league.
Because the stadium, there's barbed wire. They shoot dudes in the parking lot.
They've had a history. The A's have had a history of building on solid pitching. I'll give them that. But offensively, you need to score runs to support that pitching. I don't think they're going to have it this year.
They're a ninth inning team.
I don't see it this year.
They're bringing Chavez back.
Woo!
Woo! The guy that spends about 90 days on the DL on any given stint.
You're going to be mad when the A's beat the Angels in the ALCS.
No, it's not happening.
I don't see that happening either.
But
if it happens, I don't know. We got to put a bet on the line or something.
I don't even know.
We've already gone and taken the steps saying the Mariners are probably going to do better than the Rangers.
No, you did.
You did.
You did. You alone.
Okay, maybe I gave you guys a little bit too much credit there. All right, so I've already said they're likely to take over where the Rangers are failing, simply because that offense totally lost a lot of its luster over this past offseason. And I think the Mariners are building something here that I think is sustainable and possible in terms of being competitive. I don't think they're going to make playoffs. I don't think that's even within the realm of possibility with this team alone.
Even if Felix Hernandez just pitches out of his mind,
he can go 25-2, and it's not going to make a dent in their playoff push simply because the rest of that rotation.
That's sad. If he goes 25-3-4.
Yeah, that's the problem with the rotation. They don't have a lot of depth there that I'm comfortable with that's going to carry them towards the playoffs. And I think right now the offense.
They got the best offense.
Potentially.
Jason Bay.
I hope it's 4 years. 4 years with Josh Hamilton and Pujols.
Number one offense and Jason Bay do not belong in the same paragraph. I'm sorry.
I guess the Red Sox of what was it, 2009 don't exist.
No, they don't.
What'd they win?
They didn't even make the playoffs. I don't think they made the playoffs.
They didn't make the playoffs. It was the Rays and Yankees that year.
Yeah, it was. They lost on the last day of the season, I think.
So yes,
it
doesn't exist.
Bay was on the 08 Red Sox. My mistake. Bay was on the 08 Red Sox.
Oh yeah, and
they made playoffs that year.
They didn't win.
Did they win the championship that year?
Of course not.
Okay.
What do you mean? Of course not. They won in 07. When he was on the Pirates. Jason Bay's a curse.
Jason Bay is a cancer.
The Mets were doing fine before he showed up.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they were. They were one game away from the playoffs in 08, and then Jason Bay shows up, and then they started playing like the Mets do now.
Let's see how he did, and let's see. He had 36 home runs though.
Yeah, he did really well in his last year in Pittsburgh. Then they got a lot of value out of him to go to Boston.
His best year was 09 with Boston.
I still contested the Pirates did not get as much out of Bay as they should have.
They never do.
They never do. Xavier Nady.
Well, that was before Neil Huntington arrived. Neil Huntington's a tremendous GM.
Yeah, he is. The other one, they just wanted to make money.
He hit 26 home runs in 3 years with the Mets.
Oh no, it was the 09 season that Bay.
Yeah, he went off. He went off 36. That year.
I'm just gonna take my hat and just cover my face on that one. I was happy when they signed him.
Jason Bay, Francisco Rodriguez.
Actually, I was somewhat happy.
Carlos Delgado, Carlos Beltran.
Only about K-Rod?
Yeah, and that's led to what?
A bust.
Carlos Delgado?
Delgado was fine.
Delgado was fine. Beltran was fine.
Beltran was really good, actually.
We just didn't have a second baseman, and we didn't have
Castillo, guy who dropped a pop-up against.
No. This was before. Wait, which year are you talking about?
Just the past 20 years.
The 06 championship run, we didn't have Castillo.
No, we didn't. We had.
We had nothing. We had nothing at second base.
What did we?
Yeah, Pokey Reese.
It was Valentine.
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 That's your second baseman. You're gonna win championships with Valentine.
Valentine wins an award for facial hair because that dude is a fucking beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the 2003 Mets? Jeremy Burnitz, Joe McEwing, Armando Benitez, Mo Vaughn, Pedro Estacio, Ty Wigginton, Tyoshi Shinjo.
I remember that.
I remember him.
Cliff Lloyd, Roberto Alomar, Mike.
The only thing I can say about the 03 Mets is, as much as I drink, I can never get rid of that fucking memory.
Which one?
Tom Glavine.
03.
Tom Glavine.
Terrible fucking lineup.
I don't know how you can do that with such great players.
What great players?
A lot of great.
Most of those guys were coming in, towards the end of their careers.
Piazza Alomar.
Yeah, Piazza and a ham sandwich. You're going to go to the World Series with Piazza and a ham sandwich again.
Okay,
I hate Piazza.
Alomar was really disinterested when he played for the Mets. I know that, but he definitely is. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Cliff Floyd, John Franco, Lavin.
John Franco's a beast.
He's not making the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's even on the ballot anymore.
Who?
Franco.
He hasn't served 15 years on the ballot.
5 years. You have to get 5%. I don't think it's on the ballot.
I thought he had 5%.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think he fell off too.
I don't know how a guy who gets 460 saves, 425 saves, doesn't make it on there.
How many saves does Billy Wagner have?
400.
Too many.
420, I think. He's fifth all time. It's Wagner.
I think Hoffman will be the only one to get in the Hall of Fame out of that.
Mariano.
He's not done yet.
No, but he'll get in.
Well, I'm saying he's not
Mariano's
done though.
Yeah.
Mariano's in. Hoffman, I don't want anywhere near.
Hoffman is the only person who could throw.
Hoffman's overrated.
All he had was a changeup, but he had perfect accuracy with it.
He scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I can understand why until you saw the pitch going like this.
And then when they hit the 4 home runs in like 1 inning, then I was like, fuck Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah. I mean, his fastball was what, at best 85, 88?
Yeah, he just had some nasty off speed. He was just so pinpoint.
Yeah, it was incredible watching his location.
Yeah,
Can I interject with this comment that just popped up on my screen, and I think it's very pertinent to the conversation we're having?
What?
Marshmallow 975 writes, and I'm quoting verbatim, Mo, say something! Interject, you're part of the show, come on.
Mo, what do you think about the Mo Vaughn, Cliff Floyd super lineup the Mets had?
Number 1, that's a very true and funny comment. Number 2, 2000 between like 2001 and now, and then before 2000 back to 1987, it hasn't been good for the Mets. It's just been terrible.
Yeah.
The thing is with the Mets, I know we got to try and stay away from the East Coast talk because we tend to dwell on that a bit too much. But the Mets as an organization are the problem. They just don't have the right people in place. And what happens is you end up with stupid shit like what was it? The president of minor league talent stripping off his shirt and trying to fist fight with the players.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
Only if it's a female, right, Smalls?
I'm down with that.
Okay.
Down with anything involving that.
Let's get into some questions here, and I've seen we have a couple here that kind of popped up.
Before we get to a question, we talked Mariners, we talked Dodgers, we talked Mets, we talked Marlins, we talked Yankees. Let's talk Midwest. Let's talk the Kansas City Royals.
No, hold on. Let's answer this question. This guy yapping a bunch. Did Jared die? Oh, no, there he is.
Yeah, my internet is probably drunker than I am.
Oh, I look up at Jared and all I see is this. I'm like, he died.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays, their playoff team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're winning the East?
Probably.
I think so. I'm willing to bank on that.
Some guy keeps spamming that question, so let's just knock him out of the way.
I'd say 60.
Right.
I think Yahoo has them ranked number 2.
I think that's overrated.
Behind who?
That's just Bill.
Then they have Washington number 1, they have Toronto number 2, and they have LA 3.
I would bump Washington down 1.
I'd put Toronto 4. I'd put maybe Detroit 1.
I'm not putting Detroit 1.
They have too good of a lineup and too good of a 4-man rotation. Only thing I worry about is their bullpen a little bit.
All right,
Coke and Albuquerque and
Tangents. Let's get to the questions. Is this going to be Santana's last season on the Mets?
God, I hope so.
I think he'll be traded if he does mid-season. If he does pretty well.
I don't think he'll get traded. Actually, you know what? If he's doing very well, maybe he'll get a deal like the Dempster deal. I think that's the best that the Mets will be able to get.
That's a ceiling.
I love Johan Santana. I really do. But he just hasn't been Johan Santana since he's been on the Mets.
Well, he hasn't been Johan Santana since his second year on the Mets, to be fair.
Yeah, he started out strong, and then I don't know what happened. Injuries.
The injuries. It's all the injuries. He's one of those guys like Pedro Martinez. When we finally got our hands on him, was just so rattled with the mechanics were being too violent. And I think one of the things that hurts Santana is not so much the loss of velocity in his fastball. I think it's the fact that he's getting almost nothing left to dance on his changeup, and that's his money pitch.
Yeah, his changeup, it's lost a lot of break to it, and
it's not as deceptive anymore, and that's problematic for him.
But he did throw a no-hitter last year, right? Was that did he?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah,
He did.
That wasn't Dickey. Dickey threw a one-hitter.
Right.
Yeah, Dickey wasn't our no.
Dickey shit in my mouth when he played the Dodgers because I was at the game when he pitched against the Dodgers.
So let me get this straight. Dickey broke away from the game to literally go up to the stands, open your mouth, and take a huge
He was
dump.
busting nuts in people's beers because he was just fucking destroying the Dodgers. Because, by the way, they have Tim Brown has the Tigers at number 7.
Wow.
I think that's a bit low, but I can live with that.
Number 6 Braves, number 5 Angels, number 4 Reds.
Okay, I'd bump Reds down 1. I'd bump the Braves down below the Tigers.
No surprise, the Astros are number 30.
Oh, I thought they were going to be 31.
Well, I think that's a bit of a surprise considering the Marlins are really looking to unload everyone.
They're number 29. Sadly, the Mets are number 28, according to Tim Brown.
That's not fair.
That's the Twins. Don't even bullshit us. That's the Twins.
What?
But their number 2 farm system, the Twins.
Tim Brown has the Twins at number 26.
Well, shit. Who's 27?
The Rockies.
That's insulting to Rockies and Met fans everywhere.
Wow.
Whoever
That's funny.
wins the minor league, whoever wins the minor league World Series belongs ahead of the Astros. I think that's.
Take
I think
that
that's
farm
fair.
system.
I think that's fair. Even if it's their own team, they belong ahead of the Astros.
Yeah, because they're like number 4 prospects, so I'm sure it would not surprise me.
They have some decent prospects, but nowhere near number 4. Maybe like number 7, 8.
All right, some questions.
Thank God Keith Law didn't write this.
Yeah. I usually respect Keith Law. That's why I'm confused by his listing. He
Keith
must say
Law's like,
something
I have the
don't.
Twins at number 13, just ahead of the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. They got the second best farm system. They have potential to be upsets in the AL Central.
I don't understand. What does he see in the Twins?
AL Central, best division in baseball, obviously.
Yeah, they got the White Sox at 18, Twins at 26.
Yeah, they did the power rankings. It was.
All that shit.
Are we ready for some questions or? Oh no.
No, we're just keep insulting Keith Law.
Oh no, I really thought my connection crapped out again. Apparently we lost Swami. The show just improved 150%.
Good.
Let's move forward.
And I had a Swami question. Do the Mets make the playoffs with Michael Bourne, Mo the Foe?
I can answer that. No, they won't. I think the NL East is too good with the Nationals and Braves. I mean, even the Marlins might be better than them this year.
No! I denounce and reject you as a human being now.
Okay, maybe that was a bit of an overstatement. But
you know Swami's gonna break something. He's gonna be like, what?
he disconnected because he knew I was going to say that.
Wait, I got a question though.
But,
Wait, Mo, are you in the Northeast also?
I am.
Are you guys all getting shitted on by that storm?
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I got 19 inches of snow.
Mo the Foe just said that the Marlins will be better than the Mets this year.
I take back what I said earlier. The show improved 400%.
Wait, what did you say earlier?
All right, continue, Mo the Foe, about your little rant about Michael Bourne.
Yeah, I think the NL East is too good. The Mets will finish ahead of the Marlins. That was my mistake. But you have the Nationals, you got the Braves. Definitely, the Mets are moving forward. They have good prospects, and I think Michael Bourne is going
They're
to help
not number 2 good. They ain't Minnesota Twins good.
That's true. That's true.
You know I'm going to say that on everything. Hey, those are pretty good prospects.
but they ain't Minnesota Twins good.
That's going to be the shirt for the year. They aren't Minnesota Twins good.
Like when Swami tweets, "Wow, this burger is so good," I'm just gonna, but it ain't Minnesota Twins prospects. And ain't Minnesota Twins farm system good though. Not that good. Some good ass sushi, but it ain't Minnesota Twins farm system good though. Not even close. Maybe like Angels. Oh, that's the worst.
That's some low quality sushi.
God, that fish is. This guy got over 3 feet of snow in Connecticut. God damn.
3 feet of snow. Almost 3 feet of snow here.
Damn it! I keep losing the questions I want to
I
tackle
got 'em.
here.
Somebody asked if Tulo and Cargo play a whole season together healthy, do they have a playoff chance?
No.
Not without pitching.
No.
Better season, Lincecum or Weaver?
Weaver.
Weaver.
Wait, Jeff or Jared?
Is that a question?
Wait,
about
Jeff or
Jeff
Jared?
Weaver or Jarrett Weaver?
Don't you talk about Jeff Weaver.
We all know you love him.
Jeff freaking Weaver.
That's a legitimate question.
We've had a bad lineage of signing pitchers. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, did any of you apply to that Houston Astros job? I did.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I sent my resume and everything.
Oh,
I don't have any qualifications. I'm
I expect a call back soon.
you know what? I'm gonna talk to them. I have a I can get a recommendation. Knows baseball more than you.
Yeah,
Next
on your
Chicago
resume,
World
you'll just put
Series.
all the links of your MLB series.
Exactly.
My Josh Gibson Wikipedia player.
I think we can all answer this question, but the next Chicago World Series winner, will it be the White Sox or the Cubs?
If the Cubs win in the next 100 years, I will be surprised.
I won't be alive when the Cubs win.
Time frame on the White Sox.
Their team fucking sucks.
Small enough because you kill yourself before they throw the last pitch.
I see the time frame for the White Sox within the next 4 years with the team they have, and if they can build on and improve on what they have now.
They need a first baseman.
Yeah, Chicago. The Cubs, however, they're on a time frame of like being competitive within the next 10 years. So
Well, 10 years from now, Pujols will be gone. Votto will be 38 years old. Fielder will be dead.
and there'll be no one left in the league.
Fielder will be in a pool of his own hot dogs. I think
This guy's trolling me. This guy just said Jonathan Broxton is God.
I was just trolling you.
Jonathan Broxton was God when he was on your Dodgers, right?
I don't want to talk about Jonathan Broxton never again.
Like
Jonathan
Aaron-
Broxton and Ryan Braun are on my list.
And Aaron Seeley.
Hey, no, the writer who voted for him is on the list. and the writers who didn't vote in Cal Ripken and Tony Gwynn in.
Yeah.
Those guys are on my list.
And all the people who didn't vote for John Franco, those are on mine. At least give him 5% for 1 year. Can't do that. Too good of a pitcher. Okay, come on.
Daisuke Matsuzaka be the ace of the Astros if he signed with them?
Astros?
Ahead of Bud Norris. Either one or two.
Carroll? Ahead of Philip Humber? No. Not happening. Unless he has another gyrotastic season, no.
I think in that situation they'd have to give it to him because he's probably the most reliable pitcher they would have at that point.
Nah, Humber.
Humber.
Perfect game says it all, man.
Man, whatever with
I'd
your
like to
perfect
remind you,
game.
Armando Galarraga was close to having a perfect game. The man can't find
He
a job
didn't
within
get
the bigs.
He didn't get it. That doesn't count.
Technically, he got it on a bad call.
No, he did not get
Got
it.
a 28 out fucking perfect game. We're done.
The scorebook, the record book, it does not say a perfect game next to his name.
That was a robbery. Even
What?
Tim, whatever his name is, said it too.
Jim Joyce.
Yeah, Jim
Jim
Yeah, it was
Joyce,
so
yeah.
obvious.
Tim Welke said it was too. Don't know what.
That was the word. That was the no. That was a pretty bad blown call, though.
That was one of the worst I've
It's
ever
now
seen.
an acronym. You Joyce that.
I mean,
So
no,
Ryan juiced that.
you guys saw the Rockies Dodgers when Todd Hilton was like 10 feet off the first base, and they still.
Yes.
That was a worse call, but
Yes. That was funny as hell. I think they just pitied them by Helton trying to stretch out 10 feet off the bat.
dude, I'm watching that game and I'm like,
No, the thing that surprised me is that why did Helton stretch for instead of just fielding it? He was 10 feet off the bag. Why would you even try that? Especially at his age.
Like a boss.
But even at his age, why would you try to scoop that? Why would you just get in front of him if it's that far offline?
Because he got the out.
How would you expect that?
Should the Jays trade Rasmus? Mo?
Well, their outfield is Melky, Bautista, and wait, who else do they have?
Rajai Davis.
Swami, you're killing me with Rajai Davis. Davis is a fourth outfielder at best. He has no offense.
What are you talking about?
So you're saying he's Vernon Wells?
Wait. I'm going to prove you wrong. I'm going to prove you wrong right here with offense. He has no arm. He has offense. I'll prove you wrong right here. Mo, keep talking. We need you more.
Yeah, I think the Jays keep Rasmus, even if it's just...
Somebody just tweeted me, this episode of The Dugout is good, but it's not Minnesota Twins.
Jared, what the hell's that picture on me?
I wanted to bring this up while we were still talking about Todd Helton. I present to you his DUI picture.
Oh, God. Look at the hair.
Oh, my God. I'm surprised they didn't let him go.
This is why I think this year, just for this year alone, I'm resigning as a Rockies fan.
You know what, Jared? Rajai Davis, 2009, 305, 360 OBP. 2010.
How many games?
24.
How many plate appearances? Come on, let's get the numbers.
125 and 143, 432 and 561. And
Which years?
Had, in the past, let's see, 2008, 25 stolen bases, 2009, 41, 2010, 50, 2011, 34,
All right,
2012, 46.
let's hold on. Let me first do the sensible thing here and get Mr. Helton some dignity. Get him off.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, goodness.
Rajai Davis.
Rajai. That's the homie, though. You can't mess with... We're going to have him on the show.
270 lifetime average. What do you mean no offense?
Hold on. When I get my stuff set, I will school you exactly on what we're talking about. 2009, 125 games, 390 at bats. You know what that means? Mostly coming in as a defensive switch.
390 at bats as a defensive switch? You don't get 390 at bats in one inning per game.
All right, we're going to go to the game
Yeah,
logs.
if you do the law averages,
We're going to the
that's
game logs.
twice a game.
Colby Rasmus is a 243 career hitter.
All right, right off the bat, April 7th, came in at the 7th inning and finished the game out. Then we got April 8th, started the game up until the 8th. April 12th, complete game. April 13th, complete game. April 14th, from the 12th inning to the finish.
Yeah, exactly.
April 17th, 8th
day off
to the finish. 18th, complete game, 12 innings.
Hell
April 21st, game start to the 9th inning.
Yeah, you're gonna read off the entire season.
I'll read off the entire list. What else are we gonna do?
Rajai Davis is that dude, man. He ain't Minnesota Twins good, but he'll get the
He's
job
Dexter
done.
Fowler, only with no utilities.
Wait. Emilio Bonifacio, too, on that team.
Bonifacio might be their outfield choice.
Rasmus is a 243 lifetime hitter. He is not good. And he said bad things about Cardinals fans. That's how you know he's just a piece of shit.
He was a highly touted prospect at one point, so there is potential.
At one point, because the scouts are always right. Look at Billy Beane. As a player. Rewind the clocks.
Yep.
May 2nd, game start to the 9th.
Oh my
May
God.
3rd,
Enough with
8th,
your
8th and
shenanigans.
on. I'm telling you, he's Dexter Fowler. That's what it is. It's Dexter Fowler all over again.
I like Dexter Fowler.
I like Dexter Fowler too, but here's the thing. The Rockies don't utilize him as a starting role, and they continue to platoon him with Eric Young. They have to dump one of these guys. They can't hold on to both.
That dude, though. I love UI.
They can't hold on to both. I love both of these guys, but you got to make a decision. One has to be your center fielder. The other one has to go.
Who's your right fielder?
Right field?
Yeah.
Who do they have now? I'm always forgetting who it is.
Obviously, they're unimportant.
Clearly.
It's not Brett Hopp anymore. He's been gone for a while.
Larry Walker.
Right field. Where's the depth chart?
Matt Holliday. Fuck him.
Oh, right. Michael Kadire. You're not replacing him.
Piece of shit, Kadire.
Michael Kadire.
Okay,
You just
why
put
are all
Michael
the teams
Kadire
going-
like on a pedestal right
Why are they
now.
all going to the NL West? Kubel, Kadire.
Because
What
the
is
weather is awesome.
But like, Kubel, I thought wasn't that good before he came to Arizona. That was just me.
I
I
think he
know his
sucks.
stats probably said differently. Maybe he just had a huge resurgence. Kadire still sucks.
Yeah,
Kadire,
Fabian Lopez pointed it out really well. Rajai got speed and a good replacement. That's it.
I'd still rather have him than Colby bitches about St. Louis fan Rasmus.
No, they didn't. I gotta look this up before I make a proclamation.
Look, we understand Rasmus is a dickhead.
And he
There's
sucks.
no denying that. He's one of those guys that has a really bad attitude.
He's 25. You can trade him for anything.
Yes.
And he sucks. He's Jason Bay before he hits Jason Bay.
Wow.
What?
He was Jason Bay. First off, let's just proclaim it right now. The Miami Marlins are making the playoffs. They just signed Sean Figgins.
Sean Figgins, the guy who went from hitting 300 on the Angels to 260 to 240 to 212 to not 190 to 160.
Yeah, what happened to him? Damn.
His walks went down, his strikeouts went up, his stolen bases went down, his caught stealings went up, and his ability to run all
He made
over
some
the
good
field.
money though, so he should be okay to retire.
He was a great player for the Angels, and he just
Swiss Army knife.
I just want to point out that Swami has several fascinations that bother me a lot. His obsessions with strikeout numbers when they really don't matter all that much, and averaging. Just putting it out there.
I understand Rasmus has a decent OBP, but I don't like him. But they don't need him. They have Bonifacio. They don't need 5 outfielders, and they don't need a dickhead on that team.
Well, that's who they wanted. They felt they could pull the best out of. Look, this is a team that took a gamble on Jose Bautista when Bautista was a nobody. When everyone had written him off as being this busted prospect that was never going to live up to his potential. He's living up to his potential now. They somehow found a way to get Edwin Encarnacion to start hitting. If they can do it with Rasmus, dangerous offense.
They won't.
They won't though.
Go to Bonifacio, trade
He
Rasmus.
ain't Minnesota Twins good, man. I'm telling you. He ain't Minnesota Twins prospect level good. Right now, he ain't Minnesota Twins level prospect.
Trade for a second baseman, trade for a reliever, trade for your next top American, next top model, anything. Just get rid of him.
Wow.
Okay, we have.
I got one.
Go for
This
it.
is for Mo the Foe. He answers first. If the Angels don't make the playoffs, is Mike Schos's head getting cut off?
Yeah, I mean, he failed last year, and if he fails again this year, then he's definitely in some trouble.
Doesn't he have the longest tenure as a coach?
Yeah.
He does.
It's him
Yeah.
and the guy in Minnesota, right?
And he has like a 10-year contract also.
Yeah, he's got a heavy duty contract.
It's Sosha,
Yeah.
then the person who's in
I mean,
Minnesota.
the Twins guy, he's got the crazy
Gardenhire?
beard.
Gardenhire. Yeah, Ron Gardenhire.
Yeah, he's got the goatee.
And then I think after that, it's Jim Leland.
Probably.
Sadly, yeah.
And then Charlie Manuel.
What about Ron Washington? Hasn't he been there for a while?
I think.
2007, I think.
Yeah.
Leland was there when they made the World Series in 06.
Leland was there.
was there
When was his
before
first year there?
I think it was 2004.
I think it might be a little bit long.
Hasn't Girardi been with the Yankees for a while, though?
He didn't even retire till 2007.
I think since 08 or 09.
2007 when Torrey.
Oh no, 2006. Jim Leyland was his first year with the Tigers.
Oh, so he took them to the World Series his first year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Girardi.
I remember when Joe Girardi was that Marlins manager.
I remember.
Yeah, he has several arms to prove it.
Yeah, he was when did he retire? Like 05, 06, Girardi? I think it was 08 that he was the Yankees manager for the first time.
Yeah.
After they got rid
Yeah,
of
because it was after Hanley's ridiculous year in 07, so.
Yeah, and it was when they got rid of Torrey for whatever reason.
They got rid of him because they wanted to change up the face, and they didn't like the they didn't like him as a person for some
They
reason.
didn't like the guy who's now.
Steinbrenner had a personal grudge with him for some reason.
But he wasn't with the team at that point. He gave up control in 06.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's not Steinbrenner. It was Cashman who had a contentious relationship with Torrey. I'm totally forgetting it.
Okay, let's do 2 more questions.
Who do you want to make a baseball game next year for Xbox?
EA.
I think everyone agrees EA, right?
Definitely.
At this point, I would take anything over 2K. You got a Legos baseball game? I'll play it. Anything.
You would rather have Rockstar create a baseball game.
Bring back Acclaim. Let them bring back All-Star Baseball. I'll take
Acclaim
it.
is dead.
All-Star Baseball was a great game, but let me just make a point. There's supposed to be. Okay, Jared. There's supposed to be a Blu-ray player in all the Xbox 720s, from what I've heard.
Right.
That's owned. Blu-ray is made by Sony.
So, Panasonic can make game drives.
So,
Samsung can make a Blu-ray player.
They could, but if they're using products from Sony,
it's not a product from. Oh, well, the discs are going to be.
No, I don't think there are discs. I think it's all digital. I don't think you can.
No, there's 50 gigabyte discs. I read all the thing.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And you can't you can't play used games on them anymore.
Yeah, that's.
You read about that? It's like one-time activation codes on the new Xbox. You got to be internet at all times.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
I don't get how being on the online all the time would be smart.
No, it's not smart at all. I mean, I'm keeping my Xbox because of that. Just power goes out. I mean, internet goes out. I got my Xbox.
I know, like that doesn't make any. When the person wants to play offline, like a single player or a franchise.
Yeah, how can you play like Halo 2? You can't. You're screwed.
Can't.
Just like you can't play NFL Fever 2002, 2003. It's just not compatible.
If I get it for PS2, yeah.
Oh yeah, PS2, but
I got the backwards compatible PlayStation.
Oh, nice.
So anyway, Jared's just giving me a stare like, God damn it, these guys are never on topic.
No.
I want to talk about how the Minnesota Twins have the best prospects.
I was just reading over some of the comments here, and I'm trying to figure out which one we're going to be ending the podcast on for the night.
I'd love to see the show on an Xbox. That would make my year.
What happened?
Have the show on the Xbox. That would make my year.
That'll make everyone's year.
March 5th. March 5th.
I'd be happy with MVP, All-Star Baseball, any of them.
I love MVP Baseball.
Those
are my shits.
A highlight from All-Star Baseball. Drag bunt with Steve Traxel.
Steve Traxel's that dude, man. He should have been in the Hall of Fame.
To win the game. 17th.
Steve Traxel should be a Hall of Famer.
I think that was the last video game that Barry Bonds was actually Barry Bonds.
What was his name in MVP Baseball?
I don't know. In the show, it was Reggie Stocker.
And MVP was John Dowd, I think.
Yeah.
John Dowd, Reggie Stocker. 2003 was the last season Barry Bonds was Barry Bonds.
So now why did he not want to be in video games anymore?
It wasn't his choice. They didn't want him associated with the games.
Really?
No.
Really? I thought it was always like he didn't want to be.
From what I heard, they didn't want him in the game.
No, it was always that he wanted more royalties for his likeness.
Why? Isn't that like isn't that an MLBPA thing?
Yeah.
Well, he's fucking Barry Bonds. He wants more money.
But, he's a dick.
I know why Belichick's never in any of the Madden games. He doesn't because he won't disclose his playbook. He thinks that teams will actually scout him using his playbook, so he doesn't want to be part of the game. So they make up coaches with something similar and make them look like dicks and always have their team do horribly when a theater uses them. Patriots.
Yeah, John Dowd was Barry Bonds. And he didn't sign the licensing agreement, so that's why he wasn't in the game.
Wow, he didn't sign up with any of them.
He's a dick. So
yeah, I guess he goes on Jared's Dusty Baker list. Okay, one last question. Jared, you have one?
Yeah, let's go out on this note. Smalls, you're the West Coast guy. Can Matt Kemp join the 40-40 club this year, fully healthy?
Fuck. 40-40. He's what, 28-9 now?
So how many games would he have to play? Let's say 150.
Matt Kemp is 27, 28. I'm hoping
28.
28. He could do it. Just
games.
Yeah, it just depends.
If they let him
I
run.
think he could if he just maintains that hot start that he had last year.
Do you think they'll let him run?
Let him run.
With his injuries, do you think they'll let him run?
I don't think it's their choice. I think he wants to run.
No, it's the third base coach's choice.
Well, Matt feels comfortable. I think they'll let him go, and if he's consistent, then.
Yeah, I think he needs to prove
I
himself.
think he could do it, and I mean, he's going to need it. Honestly, if Carl Crawford comes back and is Carl Crawford, is he going to have all opportunities to have stolen bases like that?
Yeah, he will. Maybe not as many, but
now if it's a double steal, and he goes over, is that a stolen base for Matt as well?
yeah.
Okay, then I think he will do it.
The double steals. If one of the runners is caught stealing, there's no stat added to the numbers.
Sure?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I was confused. I think if Carl Crawford is Carl Crawford again, Matt Kemp will be 40-40.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say it one more time. Fuck you, MLB 2K12. Every time I do double steals, the second guy gets second would always get it.
And the Dodgers have the most this is the most day games Dodger Stadium has had in a while, I guess. I was reading. And day games, that ball flies to Las Vegas, so.
Yeah. The air is thin. Very thin.
Should be good for LA. But yeah, 40-40, man. Do it. Why not? Adrian Gonzalez hit 20 home runs. Hanley Ramirez, don't go 0 for 8 like you did in the fucking Dominican game.
Oh,
he was sacrifice bunting in the 14th inning. That's how bad he was playing.
Jeez.
He's 0 for Miguel Tejada is playing better than Hanley Ramirez right now. That should just say a lot right now.
You know what? Small.
Jeez.
Kareem Garcia is playing better than Hanley Ramirez.
Didn't Tejada sign with the Royals?
Yes. Isn't it?
Championship.
Aren't all of your pitchers ground ball pitchers now?
Who?
Yours.
I don't know. I've never seen Ryu pitch.
I think Kershaw. Well, he's a strikeout ground ball guy. Greinke, I think I've seen the ball elevated a bit. Cap is definitely a ground ball pitcher.
Cap.
Willie's a ground ball pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
I think that benefits you guys having those day
I think
games.
we'll be fine in that stadium. Yeah.
Especially with a lot of day games with the team that you got behind you. I think that Lily could go back to us.
Just don't throw Josh Beckett out on a day game because it'll be 8-0 by the third.
We had nothing by the second.
Anyway.
Austin with the gray monster. You don't even want to see what he's going to do with the bad air. We have one more really good one, or are we going to end it here?
Jared is just having his little rape face right there. Look at him like, yeah.
Well, while you guys were talking about Matt Kemp 40-40, I continued reading the comment section, and then I saw something that just
Okay, do it. Read it. Read it. We want to feel your pain.
Can't wait to hear this.
Me too.
ESPN gave the Astros farm system top 5.
Yeah, I told you, the number 4. Number 4. Keith Law gave him number 4.
That's law. ESPN confirms top 5.
Yeah, number 4. Yeah. What do they have the wait? What do they have the Twins though? What do they have? If they have the Twins number 2, then Jared has to rethink his whole analyzing prospects.
Jared,
let's see. Let me find. I gotta find that.
Find it.
Twins, Jared.
Find it, please.
I hope it's not Insider.
If it is Insider, then it's probably the same thing.
I'm gonna buy Insider. I think I need to.
It's Keith Law. Keith Law did the ESPN, so it is number 2.
I thought there was someone else that wrote it because this person typed it out as if it was breaking news.
Oh, maybe he just got it, but
if he just got it, he missed the first half of the show.
To the party.
Brought me down for no reason. Thank you.
Yeah,
drink a bit more.
You ain't Minnesota Twins good, baby. Minnesota my God.
I'm gonna go slit my wrist and sit in the fucking.
I put it in the chat who their top 5 prospects were, and that made him number 2. Having 5 guys in the top 90.
Cut for Jared. Okay. On that note, I think this is the end of our show for tonight. Guys, I'm MoonlightSwami for Smalls. Jared, aka Saint of Sins, and Mo the Foe. We'll be back here next week at 8 p.m. Eastern.
5 in the West.
5 in the West, 7 in the Central, 6
Yeah.
on the mountains.
And if
Some-
you're in the
some less than
UK,
Hawaii.
Hawaii be 3 o'clock, right?
Yeah, Alaska, you're 2 o'clock.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's 6 hours.
Holy mother! And then if you're in England,
It's 5 hours ahead of Eastern.
3 in the morning.
No, 1. I
Aren't
think.
they 7 hours ahead?
No, 5, I think.
Yeah, they're 7. Yeah, okay. I was thinking. Never mind.
Yeah.
1 in the morning. Get your popcorn ready, because we're coming at you.
Okay, so, guys, we'll be talking later.
And Mo the Foe will talk twice as long next time.
Hell
will.
yeah. Okay,
We're gonna have Mo the Foe lead the show.
Sounds good.
Okay, peace.